Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. They've got a busy slate, so Skip, Shannon, let's get to it.
Good morning. Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Good morning.
How you doing, Skip?
Somebody got shamed into wearing a tie.
I ain't got no shame.
Oh, is that
Shamed into it. Crumbled under the pressure.
I was going to court today.
Oh, really?
I was going to argue before the Supreme Court.
Really?
Yep. So you know what that means?
The Clippers are about to go back to the courts. Yeah, that's what's happening.
Couple more days. We have an awesome show for you today. Who's the more valuable QB, Drew Brees
We're
or
gonna ask that?
Tom Brady? And did Kawhi Leonard really prove at the All-Star game that the league runs through him?
Don't do that, Skip.
And not Shannon's guy, LeBron. But first, we will get to the latest news on Kawhi's Clippers. Veteran guard Reggie Jackson's contract was bought out by the Pistons yesterday. Now, Jackson, who is averaging 15 points and 5 assists this season, plans to sign with the Clippers. The signing would bolster the Clippers' backcourt and bench after they already acquired forward Marcus Morris at the trade deadline. And we were all over that one. So, Shannon, what does this tell you?
It's telling me that Kawhi needs a lot of help, Jenny. Now you win the offseason, and now you win in the regular season. The best player in the NBA. Boy, they sure gathered a lot of infinity stones for him. Skip, you know, let me give this up a little bit. Yeah.
Get set.
Yeah.
Get comfortable.
Skip, you know, early on, Jenny, you don't know this, but Skip know I went through some things, and so I started getting stones. These stones, they have amethyst, and they have quartz, they have jade, and some of them for wellness and health, and you know, and I started doing it. I was like, okay. But there's like 15 stones. I don't have them all. Are they trying to give Kawhi all the infinity stones? Are they trying to get him all the help? Because
we know he's already got stones.
Whoa, stop doing that. Now, I remember a certain analyst. Man, he beat LeBron down so bad. Damn, LeBron, you want all the players? You want all the help? I need that same energy. I need that same energy from Skip Bayless, too. Because I remember right before the All-Star game, they lost to the Pelicans. They lost to the Pelicans. And LeBron said, we top-heavy as bleep.
Bleep.
Woo, whoa, LeBron.
I don't have enough help.
Well, damn, how much help did you need? You needed Paul George. You needed the Morris twin. You needed Reggie Jackson. I mean, well, dang.
Keep going.
What's going on, Skip?
Lou Williams, Montrez.
No. They were already there.
Well, I'm just saying.
I got no problem with that. But this notion that all of a sudden, Kawhi, he's the best player. Oh, he yada, yada, yada. Well, man, they sure give them a lot of other stuff to help him, Skip Bayless. This doesn't tell me anything. It's been, I guess I'm reading, and I know you read the same thing, that Reggie Jackson and Paul George have an outstanding relationship. Now, also, Skip, look, let's be all the way 100. The likelihood that Reggie Jackson would play the number of minutes in the Lakers uniform that he's going to play for the Clippers, you and I both know. Because we know come playoff time, LeBron James is going to be on the ball, have the ball, probably somewhere between 35 and 38, maybe even 39 minutes a game. We know that. In the situation that he's going to, Reggie Jackson has been a starter, playing major minutes. So Pat Bev is really the only true point guard that they have. Now, Kawhi can handle the ball occasionally, but he doesn't want to be exclusively on the ball. Paul George can handle the ball. He doesn't want to exclusively be on the ball. So that means Reggie Jackson's probably going to get somewhere between, 20, 25, maybe even 28 minutes a night? And given Pat Bev's injury history, Skip, he might be starting and playing 30-plus minutes a night. So it makes sense. I mean, he's like, I still want to play. Yeah, I understand that I'm going in. I'm going to be a backup. But I want to play Lou Williams as a backup. But Lou Williams plays starters minutes. Trez Harrell is the backup, but they play starters minutes. And so with that being said, Skip, he wants to play. And this is a better opportunity for him to play. But I don't look into it like, and I know everybody, you see, now they said Reggie Jackson is going to sign with the Clippers. They mentioned nothing about he signing with Kawhi. But on the flip side, Skip Bayless headline, Reggie Jackson spurns LeBron James. Oh, my goodness.
Wait, have I spoken?
Yeah, you spoken. I read your
He
tweet.
hasn't said a
I
thing.
would just stop tweeting.
Oh, you
just stop tweeting.
Doing his research.
stalking
apparently.
me on Twitter.
That's a I'm done. You don't say
you?
nothing, Skip. You know good well. Reggie Jackson has a better opportunity and better of an opportunity to play major minutes with the Clippers as opposed to the Lakers. It's nothing more, nothing less. Now, I know you, old Skip Bayless, that I've been knowing very well for the last almost 4 years, come September 6th, is going to do something more than that. But I do not.
I am enjoying your discomfort from across the table because you are squirming in your seat because you know and I know what is happening. The Clippers are happening and the Lakers are not happening. The Clippers continue to beat the Lakers on the court, 2-0, and off the court at every juncture.
2-0.
Huh?
2-0.
Yeah.
They got Morris and Jackson.
2-0, and all of a sudden, every move, it seems to go Clippers, 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 Clippers. I don't know. Maybe I missed one, but did the Lakers make any moves at the trade deadline? No.
No.
Did the Lakers make any moves through the buyout period? No,
Nobody
I don't
got
know.
bought out.
Well, Marvin Williams got bought out. He went to the Bucks. He's a pretty good player. He's still pretty good.
How good are these players that they're getting bought out, Jenny?
Well, yeah.
I mean, tell me something.
That is a good point.
Are they buying Anthony Davis out?
There's a reason they're getting
Yeah.
bought out.
You know what? Jeff Green is still a pretty good player.
I like Uncle Jeff.
He got bought out and he went to the Rockets.
Yes.
And DeMarre Carroll didn't do diddly squat for my Spurs, but I think he's still a pretty good player and can contribute to a contending team. And so Jeff Green and DeMarre just went to the Rockets. That will make them deeper and better.
Yes.
And I keep waiting. Wait, even Michael Kidd-Gilchrist went to the Mavericks for what it's worth. I don't know.
We're good.
He was the second overall pick.
We got enough guys that can't shoot. We don't need to add another one.
Okay, but he can play basketball. You know, he can defend, he can rebound.
No.
Okay.
We need shooters.
And I keep waiting for the Lakers to do something, and they do nothing and nothing and more nothing.
We got GOAT.
You got GOAT. So something is happening here. And what is happening is there's this pattern over the last couple of years of players saying no to the great LeBron James. I'm sorry, it's right before your very eyes, and you keep trying to sweep it under your little rug over there, and your rug's going higher and higher and higher because it's almost table high now because it's got so much stuff under it that you don't want the public to focus on. Because what's happening is, let's go back 2 years ago, Paul George had a chance to go home to L.A. with LeBron James. Boy, that'd make the Lakers a powerhouse right out of the box. I'm going back 2 years.
Yes.
Nah, I'm good. I'll stay in Oklahoma City with Russ. You will?
Yeah.
Really? You're going to sign with Russell Westbrook? Durant didn't want any part of Westbrook.
Yeah.
You signed with him?
But here's the thing, though, Skip. Paul George knows as long as he's the second guy, he'll never get blamed. Clippers don't win, who they blaming? Kawhi. Right. Russ didn't win, they blame Russ. We ain't going to talk about Paul George having 5 points against Utah.
Would he have not been the second guy with LeBron?
Yeah,
Sure.
he don't want that pressure.
Then came Jimmy Butler, and he became a free agent. And he was just sitting there for anybody to have, and he sort of said, Lakers, no.
Skip, he wanted his own team.
Okay, so he wants his own team, but he doesn't want LeBron James. And I was like, wow, really?
Oh, my goodness.
And so here we go again, now on a smaller level, but a very significant level. We got Marcus Morris. And again, it was a trade, but Marcus Morris is in his 9th year, and he is his own man because he spurned my Spurs after he had a handshake agreement with them. So we know he will dictate his future. And he blessed a trade not to the Lakers, who tried hard to get him. He blessed the trade to the Clippers.
And who was his former agent?
Well, I don't know. You could
Rich Paul.
If you want to read that in there.
Oh, you don't want to read that in there after the man backed out of your Spurs trade.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden.
You could make the case, but again, he had a chance to go play with the king, and you could say. At this stage and age, does Marcus Morris want to maximize his chance to win a ring?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, remember what we did to him? We busted him up when he was in Boston, but that's not here nor there.
You bust him up. So wouldn't if he can't beat you, wouldn't he want to join?
Yes, but here's the thing, Skip, and we need context here. The Knicks also wanted Kyle Kuzma. Once we took Kyle Kuzma, the Lakers took Kyle Kuzma off the board. The Knicks said, no go, we'll take Harkless.
The Knicks also wanted Landry Shamet, who is a really good young player.
Right.
In fact, a lot of people would probably make the case that Landry Shamet is more proven than Kyle Kuzma, that he's made bigger shots in bigger games, and that he's just a better all-around basketball player because he will defend at a high level. He will get up in you. So Landry Shamet remained a Clipper, and somehow the Clippers pulled off this deal by just going Harkless in the...
Because it's almost like dealing with the Yankees. Nobody wants to trade with the Yankees. They could have traded Mookie Betts to the Yankees. Why wouldn't it? Because we're not helping the Yankees. And nobody wants to help the Lakers. But don't worry about it.
There you go.
We got all the help.
Thank you for bringing that up.
We got all the help we need.
Okay, so now it comes to Reggie Jackson. And you can look this up or go look it up on YouTube. I have long been a Reggie Jackson fan to his days with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I don't know if you remember this game, but he just knocked my socks off one night back in 2014, first round of the playoffs. Game 4 at Memphis, Oklahoma City with Durant and Westbrook. Big trouble. They're down 2-1 at Memphis. And that night, Kevin Durant goes 5 of 21 and Russell Westbrook goes 6 of 24, as he is wont to do on occasion. And they combined from 3 to go 2 of 13. And guess who saved the season and the day? Reggie Jackson came off the bench and he lights it up with 32 points and 9 rebounds. He is capable.
Oh, yeah.
Because guess what? He's got some Lou Williams in him. There's some Lou Williams.
Skip, that's why he got that big deal from Detroit.
I got
because he was a role player.
Yep.
At OKC, and then he started getting more and more minutes, and he showed they gave him, 5 years, $80 million.
And by the way, I thought that Oklahoma City team was destined to play LeBron a second time in the finals.
They didn't want us.
They didn't want you. Well, it's because it came down to Game 6 at Oklahoma City, and my Spurs in overtime beat that highly talented Thunder team.
Hold on. You mean to tell me the Spurs beat not Kevin Durant, the best player in the NBA? That guy?
Well, they had Duncan and they had Ginobili making a huge 3 at the end of regulation, and Duncan just took over the overtime. And then the Spurs took over the King because they wiped him off the floor in a record finals margin. Thank you very much for bringing that up.
Jenny, did you see what he did there now? He said the Spurs beat the Thunder with Kevin Durant, Reggie Jackson, and Russ. But then he said the Spurs wiped LeBron. Ain't mentioned the Heat. If you didn't know better, LeBron either was a team or he was all 5 players. Which is it, Skip?
By then, all I heard was it was LeBron or bust. He was the best player on the planet.
And
guess what?
You an English major.
Past tense.
No, don't do that, Skip. Is.
So here we go again with this theme of players saying no to LeBron James. And so it reminded me of our man, Rick Bucher, who comes and sits with us occasionally, Bleacher Report. And this is about a year and a half ago. He wrote a very interesting piece featuring Kevin Durant, talking about how hard it is to play with LeBron James. So several points got made. The first was made by Rick Bucher, who said, this up-and-coming class of stars doesn't seem intimidated by LeBron anymore. Past tense, okay? They might respect him, but they don't fear LeBron anymore. So if they feared him, they'd want to join him, right?
No, they don't.
Yeah, that's how it goes. So then Rick makes the point, he quotes an anonymous scout here, but he said some stars are looking at it and saying, why do I want to go help LeBron add to his legacy? Well, it's 3-6 in the finals, and a lot of guys are saying, I don't want to go help him. I want to go do it on my own.
Oh, but are they doing it on their own?
Which brings us back to Kawhi Leonard, who obviously had a big choice last summer, July 5th. He could have gone LeBron or Doc, basically it boiled down to. And then obviously he finessed Paul George to the Clippers. But the point was, even Kawhi said no to the King.
But Skip, you got to give context. But see, it's easy to say he said no because he got Paul George. Do you still believe he goes to the Clipper without Paul George?
Okay, but if he were just sort of psychologically subservient to LeBron, he'd just say, I got to go join him because I'm going to win 3 rings.
No, but he's saying, I can go to the Clippers, bring Paul George and win, and then I will get the credit, as opposed to LeBron going with LeBron, and then not really sure how much credit I'm going to get.
Interesting. Well, what was the classic quote to Rick Bucher from Kawhi? This is about 2 years ago. I don't want to play with LeBron James. I want to beat LeBron James, okay? So he's on the record with that, but nobody seems to pick up on it because nobody even listens to anything Kawhi says because Kawhi doesn't say very much. When he does speak, you should listen, but most people just tune it out.
Yeah, I want to beat LeBron. I want to beat LeBron. Let me get Paul George. Yeah, let me go to.
You got to have somebody.
Oh, whoa, why?
Well, guess who he's got? He's got Anthony Davis.
Hold on. Whoa, time out, Skip Bayless. Oh, we got to have somebody. You told me to go. Michael Jordan didn't have anybody because you tell me Scottie Pippen not a top 50 player.
He is not a top 50 player. He was never
okay
a top 50 player.
And everybody keep telling me Kawhi reminds me a lot of Jordan. In what way?
Well, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. I laughed at it last year. I laughed at it.
Oh, you laughed at it?
Kendrick Perkins made that.
You laughed at a lot of things. When I had the number 2 jersey, you wanted nothing to do with Kawhi. But that's okay. Your day coming.
He was my favorite player for his first 4 years in San Antonio until he quit on my team.
He didn't quit. He was hurt.
And I have not forgotten that, but I have forgiven that. That's all I'm saying.
How you going to not forget but forgive?
It's what I'm made of.
That's how it should be.
I know you made us some stuff.
The Bible tells us so, right?
Okay, the Bible.
Little side note.
Okay. So now to Kevin Durant speaking to Rick Bucher about why players don't want to play with LeBron. If you're a younger player like Kawhi, trying to pair with LeBron doesn't really make sense because Kawhi enjoys having the ball in his hands and controlling the offense and dictating the tempo with his post-ups. So you were talking about how Reggie wants to go where he can get more minutes. I was going to use this in a topic which is 2 down from here, but I'm going to go ahead and use it right now. Would you believe that right here, right now, Kawhi's usage rate is higher than LeBron James. So LeBron is leading this league in assists, and you say he's got the ball in his hands constantly. Yet Kawhi's usage rate is 34.1%, and LeBron's is 33.8%. So it's just a tick higher.
Yeah.
But it's higher.
Yeah.
And that shocked me. Yeah. So the ball is in Kawhi's hands slightly longer than it is in LeBron's hands per game. We're just doing it per game, okay?
Yeah.
Obviously, Kawhi has missed 13 games. We'll go there in a little bit.
Yeah.
But the point is that per game, ball in hands, Kawhi is the quarterback of the Clippers.
But let me ask you a question, though, Skip. When the rubber needs to meet the road, down the stretch, whose hands are the ball is in whose hand? Sweet Lou. When the rubber needs to meet the road,
I told you,
Lakers,
he's the closer, but they've accepted that. I think Kawhi, when he joined the team, he's like, that guy's the closer. Well, he's always been the closer.
But, okay, his usage rate is higher, but whose PER is higher? Player efficiency.
Between LeBron and Kawhi?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for bringing that up. Kawhi's is higher.
Since when?
Thank you. Well, it just is. I got my notes.
Get it. Pull it out. Pull it out.
Pull it out. PER. Kawhi Leonard ranks 7th in the NBA. LeBron is tied for 9th. Thank you for bringing that up. So there we go. So you're 0 for 2. Now we continue.
Go ahead.
Now we get to the guts of the quotes from Kevin Durant about LeBron James. Now this is the guts. This is the essence of what is happening right before your very eyes. LeBron, this is Kevin Durant. LeBron has so many fanboys in the media. Remember this quote? Even the beat writers just fawn over him. I'm like, we're playing basketball here, and it's not even about basketball at certain points. So I get why anyone wouldn't want to be part of that environment because it's toxic, says Kevin Durant about LeBron's environment. Really?
Yeah.
And he says, especially...
Ask Golden State about their relationship last year with Kevin Durant.
Well, I'm just... You can do that if you want. I'm just talking about Kevin on LeBron. He says, especially when the attention is BS attention, it's just fluff. It's not really LeBron's fault. It's just the fact that they have so many groupies in the media that love to hang on his every word. Sure. We hang on his every word every day on this show. And I'm fine with that. But he's a lot of words. In fact, he posted yesterday about baseball. And we're going to talk about it in a little bit. He's now the commissioner of sports.
And we hang on
LeBron James.
And we hang on KD's every word. It just happened to be on Twitter. It happened to be from burner accounts. Now, that's what we're hanging on, Kevin Durant.
Interesting.
You can tell a lot. See a little envy about, oh, he got so many fans. What, you mad because you ain't got as many fans as LeBron?
All I got to say about LeBron is he should thank his lucky stars for Anthony Davis, because without Anthony Davis, he's the one guy out there, the one quote-unquote superstar, much younger than LeBron, but who looked up to LeBron and sort of blindly, as in blind witnesses, blindly followed LeBron because of Rich Paul, the connection.
Okay, see, the thing is, when they don't go to the Lakers, they spurn LeBron. When AD wanted to play, oh, he's just an he's goo-goo. He just looks up. I mean, which is it, Skip? Why can the man just not want to play with LeBron and want to go to the Lakers? Why does it have to be either? Why does it got to be they spurning him or they in awe of him? Why it can't be in the middle?
I think there's no middle ground when it comes to LeBron James.
Yeah, it's great. Right,
he's seeing a real trend, and the highway is now turning left to the Clippers, or it's going south into the basement.
Well, tell them to get out of our building.
Yeah.
They're working the way up, Shannon.
They're starting to own your building.
No, they're not.
That's what's
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not owning anything. I just need to know. Kawhi is so great. Kawhi is a pantheon great now. Boy, they sure give him a lot of help. Why they got to give him all this help? Now, I don't want to hear no excuses.
Are you jealous?
I don't want, no, there ain't no jealousy. It's just fact here. I don't want to hear no excuses.
Are you scared?
I do. Scared of what?
Depth.
That's all you got.
I know.
You got.
So you're still top heavy as bleep?
Yeah.
The Lakers? Is that what you're saying?
You got a lot of sheep. Yeah, but you got a few lions over there. Yeah. But you got a lot of sheep too.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of lions. You just keep going down the bench.
You got like
they still got him and him.
But two of them lame. Two of them lame. Skip, you know what happened with
I'm glad you brought that up.
You know what happens with the Serengeti when a lion get lame?
Yeah. True. That is your only hope right here, right now, is I'm knocking on wood for the injury gods. Please leave them be.
We don't want that.
Because
your only hope is that Paul George stays lame the rest of the year, or Pat Bev stays lame the rest of the year.
Where was that with LeBron? With everybody, LeBron, they're going to be the same. There's no possible way. You didn't say that then about LeBron and his groin injury. He looked the same to me.
Boy, LeBron played high minutes in that All-Star game. He's at risk.
Skip, the man played 19 minutes. Yeah. Stop.
No, he played hard in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
He's 35 and you're age 17.
Hold on, did Kawhi play
at risk?
Did Kawhi play hard in the fourth quarter?
Kawhi has missed 13 games smartly.
Oh, smartly.
Smartly. Yes. Okay. As The Athletic calls it, it's not load management, it's injury management. That's what he's doing. He's managing his knee condition.
Still not playing.
But if he's ready for the stretch run, if Paul George can get ready for the stretch run, you're going to be in big trouble. And then the only other way out of this for the Lakers is you've thrown so many new players together, and Paul George is not healthy, and I don't know if Pat Bev is going to be healthy pretty soon. But your only hope is they don't click on time. They don't get to play enough minutes together before the playoffs start to be a well-oiled machine going into the playoffs.
Well, they don't need to be a well-oiled machine. They got Kawhi, the best player. So the best player
he's
should be
the quarterback.
Remember LeBron when they made that trade in Cleveland and LeBron pulled all those guys, Clarkson and Larry Nance Jr. and all those guys.
Yeah, you thought it was over.
And put all those guys together.
You and Chris Broussard threw a parade right here on this show.
No, Skip.
You did.
I said they're coming.
You high-fived.
Yes, Skip. I
said chest bumped.
Skip. I say they're coming out of the East now.
Yeah.
Golden State was still come on, man. Golden State is no matter what you think about Kevin Durant, no matter if you like Steph or what Draymond, yada. They're still of the teams that's won the championship. They're one of the 5 best teams in NBA history.
By the finals, every player they had acquired at the trade deadline was garbage, according to you, right?
Skip. Jordan Clarkson is where now? He's
in Utah, right?
Yeah. How did he get there? They traded him to the Lakers. Why are you in Utah?
I don't even know what happened to Rodney Hood.
Rodney Hood, he tore his Achilles. Remember, he tore his Achilles for Portland.
I know. But I'm saying he's like drifted out of the.
And LeBron took that to the NBA Finals, Jenny.
Yeah.
He took that.
You threw the parade. I didn't.
Took that.
Things are getting interesting in LA. I like this. I'm ready to check out a Clipper game.
You know what you always say about old Coach Lou Saban down there? He's got, Nick Saban.
Yeah.
He's got a stanker going on, right? Got to say, I think the stanker is going on in the basement at Staples because
they got something brewing. They doing a little cooking down there right now.
There's something about Ballmer and Doc and Jerry West and all of a sudden Kawhi.
They got something cooking. We're gonna have to go down there and mess the dish up. That's all we're gonna do. Go down there and mess it up, Jenny. Watch what we do.
Yeah,
we're gonna show you on Sunday. We're gonna take care of the Grizz on Friday night. Watch what we do to the old Celtics. We got 2 cases to do on that too.
We have no cases.
No.
Since when? No, not yet.
You don't want. You don't want. Hold on. I thought you liked the Celtics. Jason Tatum and Kemba and Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown. Remember how Jaylen Brown dunked on LeBron? Show that again. Show that again.
You don't want to show that.
We're good. We are good.
No mercy.
Yesterday, Drew Brees announced on Instagram that he is going to make another run at it with the Saints. The 41-year-old QB and the NFL's all-time leading passer will need to work with New Orleans on a new contract since he is set to become a free agent in March. And according to reports, the Patriots want a decision from Tom Brady before that same free agency period begins. So, Shannon, who's more valuable right now, Drew Brees or Tom Brady?
At this point in moving forward, is Drew Brees. Moving backwards, obviously, with Tom Brady, we know how accomplished Tom is. But Skip, Drew Brees played better than Tom Brady. He missed 5 games and had 27 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Let that sink in for just a second. 27 touchdowns, 4 INTs after missing 5 games. We believe he was very durable. The thumb injury, I believe that he broke his, dislocated or something with his thumb early in the season when he blamed it on Aaron Donald's helmet. The Saints were 3rd in scoring offense. Brees was, now Skip, the stat that Skip loves more than anything. There's 2 things that Skip loves. He loves the word context. I'm going to mention the context in our next argument. And he loves QBR.
Yeah.
Jenny, oh my God, I had to remove it. I took it off my menu. It just wasn't a no seller.
You can't use it.
Yeah, I got to use this.
No,
I got to use it.
No, you're disqualified.
For special occasions, I'll bring QBR out.
Special occasion.
Did you know Tom Brady playoff QBR this year? Drew Brees didn't play very well. We know
Tell
that.
us.
42 for Tom.
Tom Brady played 1 playoff game.
How many did Drew Brees play? 1.
Okay.
52, 42. Now, which is higher?
Was it 52? I thought it was under 50 for Drew Brees.
No.
I thought it was like 47.
No, you didn't think that. No, you didn't.
No, I did. I looked it up before the show, but I didn't even write it down because I didn't think you would even go there.
52, 42. Of course I'm going to go there. Because I'm making the argument that moving forward, Drew Brees is more valuable.
In the second half against the Vikings, Drew Brees was terrible. He threw an interception, lost a fumble.
For the whole game against the Titans, Tom Brady was terrible and threw a pick 6.
Tell me what's my turn.
He had 2 of them, Skip, because you remember Ryan. Yeah, he dropped 1. Remember, Skip? He dropped 1. And then he said, you know what, for good measure, I bet you I won't drop this one. Pick 6 to the house. Skip, you know it. Moving forward, both of these guys are over 40. But Drew Brees is more valuable moving forward because I believe he has more in the tank. Tom Brady on fumes. He on fumes, Skip. If I'm him, the next gas station, I ain't passing it. I'm gonna fill up because sometimes you're like, nah, I get something. It's a little cheaper down the road. Don't you pass that gas station, Tom, because it's almost over.
Risky.
So right here, right now, Tom Brady is 42 years of age.
42.
And right here, right now, Drew Brees is 41 years of age. But no, going forward, Tom Brady's out of gas. Drew Brees is full of gas.
No, that's not what
I think you're full of gas.
That ain't what I said, Skip Bayless. I said one guy is on fumes, and the other guy, the light is about to come on. He go another 5-6 miles, the light gonna come on.
Then it's on?
Yeah.
This is absurd. This is more straight Brady hate from my friend across the table. He just can't help himself. He has wanted to retire this man for 4 straight years.
You have.
And he's still going strong, and he's about to
Skip,
become...
he's not going strong.
He is going to become the premier free agent quarterback in the history of the National Football League, even at age 42 going on 43.
Actually, that was Peyton Manning.
No, I disagree.
That was Peyton Manning.
Well, we'll see about that.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, Tom Brady's got Super Bowls in his future.
Did Peyton Manning not get to Super Bowls?
He did. He got embarrassed in the first one, but we'll leave that.
Let's see if Tom gets another one. And he won an MVP.
Okay, we will see. But here's the point. Last year, Drew Brees had laughably more weapons than Tom Brady. Laughably. Because Pro Football Focus, your favorite organization, they ranked the Saints offense, and that's beyond Drew Brees, just on overall weapons and productivity. They ranked them number 1 in football. And you can't do it with Drew Brees because he was pretty good, but he wasn't that good. And he had the second pass blocking line in football, said Pro Football Focus, and he did have the 14th best run game, and the Patriots were 18th. And he had the 3rd best receiver, who I thought was the 1st best receiver, named Michael Thomas. Remember him?
I do.
He was chosen the Honors Awards on that Saturday night. He was chosen the Offensive Player of the Year in pro football, a receiver.
I think Jerry Rice is the only other one to win that award.
I'm just saying, and he led the NFL, obviously, in in receiving yards.
Catches.
1,725, and he set the single-season record for catches with 149. Did you ever have 149? I don't think so.
Over 2 years.
Okay, over 2 years, right? And the point is, to my eye, Michael Thomas, ranked third by Pro Football Focus, looked like the best receiver in football, right? I don't know how he does it because he didn't time that fast.
No.
I don't know how he does it. He just flat out gets open.
And he's all they got.
And you look around, they do have Jared Cook, who ranked 10th among tight ends according to Pro Football Focus.
I'm saying as far as receivers.
Okay.
I mean, you look at Ted Ginn, you look at some of the other receivers,
All right,
they're throwing the ball to him.
Okay, but Jared Cook ranked 10th among tight ends, and that Josh Hill's pretty good. He's ranked 19th. In the 44 ranked tight ends by Pro Football Focus, New England had 0. They didn't even have anybody rank in the top 44 that they ranked.
So in other words, you mean ranked? They were stinking.
They didn't even get ranked. They couldn't even get in the rankings.
Not a good sign.
And it's Matt Lacoste and 39-year-old Benjamin Watson. It's just horrendous how bad they were. And I told you yesterday, as a group of tight ends, they were an NFL low in catches.
Well, their quarterback didn't help them out. They might have been bad, Jenny, but the quarterback didn't help them.
And then there's this young man named Alvin Kamara, and he is hellacious good because he can run it and he can catch it, and he changes the dynamic of the offense. Because
what about James White? Is he any good?
In just combined yards, Alvin Kamara ranked 15th, and James White ranked 63rd in combined. And I love James White. He's a gamer. He's a guy who will make plays for you in big playoffs.
But here, Skip, you can't do that because James White is basically their third down specialist, so he's not getting the opportunities to play a whole lot on first. Well,
Alvin Kamara is their first, second, and third down specialist.
Well, he had to split some time this year with Murray.
He did, but again, would I take him right now over James White? You
Yeah,
better
you would. Of course
believe
you
I
would.
would. Which brings me to one Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill can play. He just makes plays. On very few opportunities, he maximizes because he changed the game. In every game I saw, but he was changing every game all the way to the Vikings. They stayed in the Vikings game because of Taysom Hill. Am I right?
Yeah.
And it got so bad that 3 or 4 plays a game, Drew Brees would either agree to split out wide and just stand and watch the play develop, or he would actually come out of the game and let Taysom Hill go in at quarterback. What great player, let's start with Tom Brady, would even allow that? Who would sit still for that?
Yeah, Tom Brady did it. Because, I don't know if you remember this. You go back to the Baltimore game. You remember, Skip, in Baltimore in the playoffs? When Amendola, that was Edelman that threw a touchdown.
It was Edelman, right?
That was Edelman that threw Amendola Edelman threw 2 touchdowns. This year, did he, Skip? So Tom Brady stood there on the field, Jenny.
Mix it up.
Yeah! So I guess...
Those are double passes in which Tom throws the first pass and Julian throws the second pass, right?
That's how bad it got.
Not exactly Taysom Hill-esque to me, but if you want to go there, you can be my guest.
Of course you can do more with Taysom Hill because he's what we call a jack. He can do a lot of different things. He can run it. He can throw it. He can pitch the ball. Skip, he's on all the special teams unit. He can run back kickoffs. He can do a lot of things. He blocked the punt. So he's very valuable. But this notion that all of a sudden that he's Julio Jones or he's an elite level running back, stop that.
Okay, I'll start this then. All I know is that Teddy Bridgewater stood in for Drew Brees for 5 games, and to my eye, the Saints looked even better with Teddy Bridgewater because they got so many weapons. That offensive line is so talented and so protective of the quarterback that Teddy Bridgewater went up to Seattle in a shock to me. That game was 33-14 with a couple of minutes left, and Russell did some magic at the end to make it look respectable. But it was 33-14 featuring Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
And Teddy Bridgewater beat my Dallas Cowboys.
That ain't saying much.
Well,
a lot of people beat your Cowboys.
Well, they shouldn't have.
Yeah, the Eagles, the banged up Eagles.
But all you need to know is that you can just sub out Drew Brees, Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, kind of like Coach Belichick did with Matt Castle when he inserted Matt Castle. When he was suspended for the first 4 games of the season, he inserted Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett. You mean to tell me like times like that?
Are you comparing the talent on those New England teams to the talent on this Saints team? I don't think so.
You didn't say nothing about no talent. You say just plug in.
Talking about last year's talent versus talent. It's a joke. Here's what would have happened. If you had taken Drew Brees last year and made him the Patriots starting quarterback for 16 games, they missed the playoffs because they were not a very good football
Skip,
team.
but when you do that, Skip, here's the thing, is that they built this offense around Tom. They've always done it like this. They built the offense around, in New Orleans, around Drew. So to try this, so let me ask you a question. What happens if you take Lamar Jackson and put him in Kansas City? Are they going to be as high flying? Those receivers are not blocking. Those guys want to catch the pass, want to catch the ball. So you got to look at what
you tell me that Drew Brees and Tom Brady are similar quarterbacks. They're both pocket passers who barely run. Right?
Brees is better moving forward.
No, he is not.
Yes,
and here's the point. Last year, if I'd taken Tom Brady and made him the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints, they would have won the Super Bowl. That's how loaded that team is.
Why nobody, you know what, Jenny, what I'll have a hard time doing is why nobody wanted to take Peyton Manning and put him in New England with Coach Belichick, or why nobody wanted Coach Belichick to be Peyton's coach in the Indy. But they always want to take Tom Brady. Boy, if he had Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, or if he had Drew Brees, or just imagine if he had Patrick Mahomes' weapon. Nobody wanted to give these other quarterbacks when Tom Brady was in his 20s and 30s, nobody wanted to give Coach Belichick, nobody wanted to give Peyton Manning Randy Moss. Ain't nobody say, well, give Peyton Manning Gronk. But now we want Tom Brady to have everything. I wish I might.
Got nothing.
No. I looked up at Jenny Google.
What are you looking for?
Does more with less. And you're going to see a picture with Tom Brady.
I'm not looking it up.
Now he got less. He's doing less. Nobody does less with less than Tom. That's the new saying.
Did he have Michael Thomas?
See, there you go.
No, I'm not going anywhere. I've arrived. I'm there.
Okay, did Peyton Manning have Randy Moss? Did he have a Rob Gronkowski?
I don't know. He had a lot of good.
No. Who did he have? If I'm not mistaken, Randy Moss is top 100. Now, all time, there have been 100 years of 100 players. They only took 100.
Yeah.
Tom Brady played with 2 of them. So what other quarterback can say, I played with 2 offensive, in their prime, I played with 2 offensive players that was top 100 all time. What other quarterback can say that?
Are you trying to discredit Tom Brady's career?
See, there you go. See,
well, that's what you're saying.
That's what you do.
All he did was win 6 out of 9 Super Bowls.
No. We ain't talking about that. We know what Tom has done. The question was more valuable moving forward. I can't take that away, nor would I attempt to. I know how hard it is to win in this league.
So to close this case, as I told you, Pro Football Focus ranked Michael Thomas the 3rd best receiver. I thought he was the 1st best. Pro Football Focus ranked Julian Edelman last year the 45th best receiver, and that was Tom's best receiver.
Hold on, the Hall of Fame? The guy that's supposed to be in the Hall of Fame, because that's what you and everybody else keep writing.
Broken down.
They writing he's supposed to be in the Hall of Fame. So now all of a sudden you don't want him in the Hall of Fame, right?
What have you done for me lately?
Oh, that's what I keep telling you about Tom Brady. I'm glad you said that. What have you done for me lately, Tom?
Boy, I'm sorry.
The Tom hate.
What have you done for me lately, Skip? I'm not Skip. Those 6 Super Bowls.
Wait a minute, I need to take a shot.
No.
I'm the biggest.
You got those 6 Super Bowls. They're there. What have you done for me lately, Tom? Guess who got it now? My homeboy got the trophy. He looking at it.
Well, he's posting on his Instagram that he's going to prove you wrong, Shannon, and he's not done. So just keep that in perspective.
Pointed right at you.
But no way. You know, I got Instagram too. I'm going to be posted next year. I guess I was right.
Can you just wait until
Tom
that
Brady's,
happens?
he's going to start marketing T-shirts that say, "Thank you, Shannon."
Why you think it's me?
Thank you for the motivation.
Oh, I'm the only one. I'm the only one that
You're the leader.
You do lead the pack. No mercy. An article on theathletic.com makes the argument that the NBA runs through Kawhi Leonard, and winning the All-Star Game MVP was just one example of this. The article says, quote, Leonard has played at an MVP level this season. If not for his injury management, the new word we're calling it, which has cost him 13 games, he'd be competing with Antetokounmpo, James, and Harden for MVP.
Whoa.
Leonard is posting career highs in points, rebounds, assists, free throw percentage, and usage percentage.
Wow.
The Clippers are 11.4 points per 100 possessions worse with him off the floor. One of the most notable on-off differentials in the league.
Well, that's...
You got all those numbers?
Says MVP.
There's a lot there.
Good case you made.
Jenny.
Which part are you looking
I want you
at?
to start with that last part. Read that last part first, because I want to start with that one about the drop-off.
Okay, the Clippers are 11.4 points per 100 possessions worse with him off the floor. One of the most notable on-off differentials in the league.
11.4, huh? Uh-huh. The Lakers are 13.8 with Go James off the floor. So I just want to know, Jenny, I'm not good with math.
That's one of the few categories he's better in.
Hold on, Skip Bayless.
Barely.
I'm not really good at math, but is 13.8 worse than 11.4?
No.
Oh, Skip Bayless.
You're good enough.
Skip, remember, Jenny, the earlier segment, I said there are two things that Skip, he prides himself on. It's QBR and context. He said, I love context.
He said PER.
No. Yeah. Skip Bayless said, now my counterpart, the guy, which is me, that sits across from me, he doesn't like to provide context. So I want to provide context. I want Skip Bayless, because there are 1 million people that's watching us right now, Skip Bayless.
I think it's 2 million.
Okay, 2 million, 2 million.
Growing by the minute.
2 million people that are watching. Can you tell the people at home who penned this article for The Athletic and what does he do?
I don't know.
Oh, you do know.
I don't know.
He is the beat writer for the Los Angeles Clippers. Jenny, you said something very interesting. Now, everybody else says load management. Can you repeat what you read in that
We're now calling it injury management.
You see what he did there, Jenny? I've been waiting, Jenny.
Thank you for
I stayed up all night with this one. Steve and I spent a little extra time. But they say Kawhi Leonard is averaging a career high in points. His 27.2, that would be LeBron James's 9th best season all time. He's averaging a career high in rebounds, 7.5. That's LeBron James' 9th best season. Did you know LeBron James is averaging more rebounds per year? That's a bad year. This is an off season for LeBron. And he's averaging more rebounds than Kawhi in his career year. Now, Skip Bayless told you that Kawhi has a higher usage rate. Did you know that LeBron James is doubling up Kawhi in assists? With a lower usage rate, Kawhi has the ball. That's what usage means.
Yeah.
He has the ball more per average on the game than LeBron.
Thank you.
And LeBron is doubling him up in assist. Huh? And you gonna talk about here the MVP. How the hell you gonna be employee of the month when you're taking 5 days a week off? I wish I might give you employee of the month when you
taking 5 days a week?
He's taking 13 games.
My math doesn't work on that one.
I'm just scared.
13 games.
I'm saying 13 games. So how many games have they played?
Isn't it like 50, 57 or somewhere in there?
So he's taking off what average of 4 games a month. And he want employee of the month, and he taking off 4 games. How you gonna get employee of the month and you take 4 games, you take 4 days off a month? How you do that, Skip? Where they do that at? They don't. So I want you to stop this. The context, Skip, he did an unbelievable job. So I was like, well, dang, he showed painting Kawhi in a positive light. I needed to know why, Jenny. So I started reaching. I say, Steve, my chief, we hand in hand. Yeah, we lit in the McCartney. We lit in the McCartney. We Shaq and Kobe. We go together. Without Steve Owens, there is no Shannon Sharpe.
That is true. I agree with that. Without Steve Owens, there is no Shannon Sharpe.
I said,
he is the puppet master. I agree.
I needed to know why someone was writing such a favorable, poignant article.
So are you accusing this young man of being a homer? Is that what you're saying?
Home.
Maybe he just is so close to the situation that he can see it much better than the outside world can see it.
And we basing this off the All-Star game. Kawhi Leonard, he did have 30 points. But what the gentleman did not tell you is that Kawhi had 25 of those 30 in the first half. What he also didn't tell you, he only had 2 points in the fourth quarter. But he didn't tell you that. You know why? Skip, sometimes people don't want to hear the truth, because then it would ruin their reality. I'm going to tell you the truth, Skip Bayless. Kawhi is not, has not, and will not ever be GOAT James. And the sooner you and this gentleman comes to that realization, the better off it's going to be for everybody. It's your turn.
Okay, are we talking all time, or are we talking about MVP right here, right now?
Right now.
So, I'm going to remind you that back in January, it was actually a stretch of, let me get it right here, it was 9 straight games. So it went from January 10th to January 26th, maybe 3 times on this show, sitting in this very chair.
Okay. I
brought up to you, hey, I know you're not noticing, but there's this guy down in the basement of Staples who's making a case he's the MVP of this year. And you would just laugh out loud at me for even broaching the subject.
Yes.
Okay? In those 9 straight games through January 10th to 26th, Kawhi scored 30-plus points a game. That's pretty good. So for the year, Kawhi is averaging 27.5 to LeBron's 25 points. So he's 2.5 points a game better. I don't know. That's pretty good. I already pointed out previously in the show, PER, which is the equivalent of QBR. Kawhi's 7th in the league to LeBron's tied for 9th with Jokic. Not that much better, but some better. And then if you want to go third-level stats, if you want to go value added per game, Kawhi's higher than LeBron, and offensive rating, Kawhi is higher than
What about defensive
LeBron.
rating?
Right now, LeBron is higher.
What do you
I'm
mean
not
right
sure
now?
high because I'm not sure if people are actually watching.
Yeah,
what
they
happens.
should be. They should be because you got a two-time defensive player of the year and a guy that you told me was washed a long time ago on the defensive side.
Yep. Well, you agreed with me that he had to. You've constantly told me he has to save himself on one end of the floor so he can exert himself on the other.
Is he saving himself now?
I don't know. I
how
think he's burning himself
the
out.
number one guy in defensive rating is who, Skip?
Yeah. One guy is saving himself for the playoffs.
But what we've seen from Skip, what we've seen from Kawhi and the Clippers is that they seemingly only get up to play the Lakers. But you're setting yourself up because you got to deal with Houston in the first or second round.
Okay.
You got to deal with Utah before you even get to us. So they take their pound of flesh, make it real easy.
Okay.
Make it real easy for us.
So Kawhi Leonard is making 90% of his free throws so far this year. Is that good?
Wow.
That's very good.
That's
That's
really
very good.
good.
Not yet, very good.
LeBron's at 69%.
Yeah, you know.
Losing more cases of Diet Dew
What did you
for Shannon
want?
Sharpe.
Remind us.
75.
Do the do, LeBron.
You wanted
Miss those free
75?
throws. Thank you.
Hey,
was optimistic.
we still got an outside chance. We still got, 27, 28 games left? Who knows what could happen?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Three-point percentage. LeBron's actually been pretty good this year. He's 35%. But wait a second. Kawhi's 37% from three. Wow, that's pretty good, right? Now let's look at what happened in the games that really mattered this year. Let's look at the opening night game.
Oh, my God.
Kawhi Leonard had the audacity in the middle of that game to bless a commercial being dropped by New Balance right there on TNT that said, hey, it's now Kawhi Town.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, you should have.
should have
got
by
the
now.
sound turned down. You should turn up the
We got
sound.
it right here for you, Shannon.
Yep.
Don't worry.
And in that game, would you believe it was 85-85 going to the fourth quarter? And LeBron James, the MVP, says Shannon Sharpe, he scored a grand total of 2 points in the fourth quarter. And I won't even mention that Anthony Davis scored 0 in the fourth quarter. But Kawhi just started to light it up in the fourth quarter. He scored 7 big points down the stretch. And there it went. LeBron James scored 2 points with 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter. And at the end, they pulled away and won the fourth quarter 27-17 and won fairly handily thanks to Kawhi Leonard and not thanks to LeBron James, which brings us to Christmas Day, which was game number 2. Would you believe the Lakers featuring LeBron at quarterback? Who has the ball in his hands in the fourth quarter? LeBron James.
LeBron.
Lakers were up 7 with 6:39 left in that game.
They went ice cold.
Okay.
Went ice cold.
Wait a second. So down the stretch, after that moment, Kawhi Leonard scored 11 points. Well, I'm sorry, he scored 9 of his 11. He scored 11 in the fourth. And he led them to a 5-point win. And in the last 6:37, LeBron went missed 3. Then he missed a free throw with 42 seconds left. And then if we could see the play, LeBron's got a chance to tie the game with a 3. And boy, he's clutch. And there it went. Pat Bev just knocks it right out of his hands, off LeBron, out of bounds, game over. Wow, that's a clutch play, except one guy doesn't have a clutch gene. I don't.
Oh, stop, Skip. Pat Bev made a great play.
Okay, there you go. So that was it. That was for the game right there. That was the end of that.
But what happened, what happened in the All-Star game? Kawhi had 2 points. What happened in the Thursday night before the All-Star game? Double overtime, 0 points. 2 points in the fourth quarter. I mean, 5 points. He was 2 of 9. He scored 5 points in the fourth quarter in double overtime.
Okay, I told you, Kawhi was terrible in that game, but do you want me to start to cherry pick bad LeBron games in the first half of the season?
I mean, consider we 41-12. We got the second best record in the NBA. I mean, what you cherry picking?
Okay, how about this? LeBron has had 3 games of 8 turnovers. Is that good? That's not very good. He's had 5 games of at least 7 and 11 games of at least 6. So LeBron is 3rd in the league in turnovers.
And he number 1 in assists.
Interesting. 3rd in the league.
So let me ask you a question.
It's almost like he counterbalances.
No. As long as you got 2-to-1 ratio, if you got a 2 assists to 1 per 1 turnover, that's great. I mean, obviously you like to have 3-to-1. I mean, 4-to-1 would be unbelievable. But
so what does it tell you that Kawhi actually has the ball in his hands slightly more than LeBron? And Kawhi ranks 18th in turnovers per game, and LeBron ranks 3rd in turnovers per game. So LeBron's turning it over at a high rate, and he's canceling out a lot of his league-leading assists.
No, he's
right?
not. Because here's the thing. Because if Kawhi was higher in assists per game, look at the guys that are up there. They average more assists than Kawhi. James Harden, Russ, LeBron, Luka, Trae Young.
But what you're missing the point of is that Kawhi has the ball in his hands to create for Kawhi.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but
there we go.
We've seen LeBron create for LeBron.
Not enough.
We passed that stage now. We're about others. Because we can get out. You already know, Skip, we've led the league in scoring. But now we're about to lead the league. We're going to be the oldest guy to lead the league in assists for the first time.
So it seems to me that the beat writer for The Athletic covering the Clippers made a very objective case for Kawhi Leonard.
I love how you did that. It seems like the writer for The Athletic, that's the beat writer. No. Flip that around. The beat writer for the Clippers that wrote an article for The Athletic. Skip, baby, you good at this. And I love the way you have a way with words. Can't nobody, you a wordsman. They talk about Drill Bayless or wordsman.
Wordsmith.
Yes, you are.
Of course
Yes. But you weren't going to tell the people that, were you? Were you going to inform them? Ginny, I don't
About
think
the
Ginny.
writer?
Yeah, were you going to inform the people?
I actually didn't notice. I didn't know that.
You did, though.
No, I didn't know.
I know you.
I honestly didn't know.
You know everything.
Because when I read it, I thought, yeah, it's true. Somebody finally saw what nobody else is seeing.
So let me write a positive article about the Broncos. You think some people are going to say, well, wait,
Zero bias. But reporters aren't supposed to have bias.
Yeah, whatever. You
are different.
Wait a second. Who's your favorite quarterback? The Kansas City Chiefs quarterback.
Yeah.
You just got disqualified for wearing orange.
The homeboy.
Nobody who bleeds orange would ever like anybody who plays for the Chiefs. Nobody.
I don't play now. I mean, I need Vaughn to, when they play next year, I need Vaughn to take it down.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. About 3 or 4 times.
Good.
So, once again, because Kawhi Leonard doesn't speak much, because he doesn't dominate social media, because he's not even on social media, everybody leaps on the LeBron's the MVP bandwagon when very quietly in the shadows down in the basement, the other guy's making a pretty strong case. He's the quiet force at Staples. The quiet force.
You cannot be employee of the month when you miss 4 days of work per month. When there's nothing wrong. At some point in time, the baby's sick. Or at some point in time, I got a flat. Or at some point in time, I woke up with a runny nose and you're hungry. At some point in time, Skip, you're running out of excuses.
So, on a lie detector, would LeBron rather win this year's MVP or this year's championship?
Chip.
Okay.
Well, how about this here? Who said they're a law against both? We can get sweepstakes. We've gotten sweepstakes before. We one of the few that's gotten sweepstakes. Jordan, I think Bird has done it. Magic's done it. And Goat James has done it.
Yeah.
So we've gotten both.
Okay, we're gonna have to see.
Both.
The image of the Kawhi Town. That's playing
in
back
fact,
in my
you took
head.
the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say it. You can see the exit sign, Kawhi Town.
It is kind of replaying.
Jenny.
I still don't like injury management or whatever we're going to call it, but the numbers don't lie in this case. We're going to move on for now. Well, it's a good argument.
No mercy.
In just 3 days, don't miss the most anticipated title fight in years. Undefeated heavyweight champ Deontay Wilder takes on 29-0 Tyson Fury in the rematch the sports world has been waiting for. Saturday, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Buy it now on pay-per-view or the Fox Sports app. Plus, don't miss a special appearance by both fighters on The Masked Singer tonight on Fox. How about that? And we even have our very own personalized boxing gloves for Undisputed as we look ahead to this fight. So, Shannon, how excited are you for the rematch?
I'm very excited. Skip, look, they've been, you look at Mayweather and you look at Sugar Ray Leonard and Ray Robinson and Hagler, Hearns, De La Hoya, Sweet Pea Whitaker. They were great fighters. But boxing has been dominated by heavyweight. Jack Johnson, Ali, Frazier, Foreman. Tyson. That's what it's always been about. Joe Louis.
Yeah, Lennox
Lewis, yes.
Yep.
The heavyweight division, and we got 2 super duper heavyweights in their prime fighting. Skip, this is not a fight where they're going to be 40 years old, man. If they'd have fought like 7, 8 years ago, this would have been a great fight. We getting them in their prime. Now, when you look at these 2 fighters, Tyson Fury is the more technical, the more sound boxer. He is a boxer. He can put punches together like it. For a man his size, Skip, I didn't realize he was that big until I started reading up on him. He's 6'9".
6'9".
He says he's going to weigh 270, but I don't know.
That's insane to me.
It's hard for him not to weigh 270 at 6'9", Skip.
I got it.
And then you look at Deontay Wilder, a guy that picked up the sport of boxing at 19. So Skip, he's not technically sound. He's not a pure boxer per se.
No.
But he has dynamite. And that's what you love about the heavyweight division, Skip. Because in one punch, this is why you love the heavyweight. Skip, this is why everybody loves Tyson. Because you know you was going to get fireworks. Now, if you showed up late, you might be coming in and everybody else walking out because he ended it.
Yep.
And that's what Deontay Wilder can do.
Yeah.
Skip, I still don't know how Fury got up like the Undertaker in WrestleMania.
I don't
because he caught him flush with the straight right, and then
I thought it was over.
And on the way down, he caught him with a left hook. And at the count of 5, he sat up in the ring. I'm like, are you for real? I thought it was CG, Skip, because no way. A heavyweight get hit flush like that on the chin is normally curtains. But it's going to be a great fight. I'm anticipating fireworks. And as Fury says, somebody has to go.
Yep.
Someone's needs to go. But someone needs to go down. And like the great Al Davis says, someone must go down, and they must go down hard.
Yep. So, I hear everything you just said. I thought Wilder got robbed the first time.
Okay.
I thought he basically won the fight. I thought it was over when he decked him. This was less than a minute into the last round, and he caught him flush, because there's no bigger right hand maybe in the history of boxing than this guy's right hand if he catches you flush. He's an athlete. He's 6'7" himself.
He's 6'7".
6'7".
But Skip, he's not. Because I saw him at the Super Bowl, I think a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Might have been in Atlanta. I think it was in Atlanta.
Yep.
And I saw him, but he's thin. He's only like
212.
Yes,
Okay,
6'7", 212. So he's really thin.
Kind of skinny.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. So what happened was the referee, Jack Reese, started his count late to me because he shouldn't have beaten the count. And he did beat it because it started late. But when he popped up, and this is why I'm going to give Tyson Fury a real shot in the rematch, when he popped up like the Undertaker, like you said, not only did he pop up, he seemed rejuvenated, like he was somehow fueled by nearly getting knocked out. I think he was knocked out for a few seconds, right?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, everything changed because his whole strategy changed for the next 2 minutes and the last 2 minutes of the fight.
Right.
He went into attack mode. And at 6'9" to whatever, he weighed 256 to weigh in for the first time. But again, whatever he was, at 6'9", 256, he started infighting, where he's in attack mode and getting in on the inside of a long Deontay Wilder.
Right.
To where, remember, there's one way to defeat the big right hand, and that's to get in so tight, to force the actions so fiercely that he can't extend it anymore. He's stuck.
Which is very uncommon for a guy that size. You want to use your reach. He has an 85-inch reach. So normally guys want to stand back and shoot that. But here's the thing: when you stand in harm's way, because if you stand outside of the distance, he's
outside, you can be in trouble.
Yes.
Okay, so we agree. Tyson Fury is much more the accomplished, skilled boxer. In fact, we always do pound for pound, like Floyd was the greatest boxer ever. But when we do pound for pound, we go low, right? We go down.
Right.
What if you go up?
Right.
I could make a case that pound for pound, if he's going to weigh 270 for this fight, that he's the most skilled 270-pound boxer ever, although Lennox was up there.
Lennox was unbelievable.
Listen, Lennox was
unbelievable,
and I usually see him when I go to the fights, and I love him, and we've had him on the show, and he weighed 250-ish.
Right.
So,
he ushered in that big super heavyweight.
He did.
The 6'5", 250 guy.
That is correct.
Before, Skip Ali was only 205.
Yeah.
Guys, Joe Louis, those guys were not like what we see the heavyweight division.
At the end, Ali was a little heavier than that. But when he was Ali, he was 205.
And he was a boxer.
Yeah.
And the heavyweight division, which we didn't normally see, Skip. Muhammad Ali could box like a little guy.
He could. I agree. So, Tyson, again, it's not that he boxes with fury, so to speak. It's more skill. And it shocks me how skilled he is at that size.
Yeah.
So, again, if he's doubled down. I saw him again yesterday. He doubled down on his prediction. And again, it's pre-fight hype. But he is so authoritative because he's such a great speaker. He comes across as so eloquent. But his point is, I'm going to attack him in the first round the way I didn't do it the first time.
Right.
And I'm going to do damage in the first round, and he's adamant about, I'm going to put him down in the second round.
Right.
Well, he's capable of that.
Right.
So is it possible that he literally stumbled into the right strategy after he nearly got knocked out?
Well, I'm sure Wilder understands that, but here's the thing, Skip. In talking to boxers, talking to Mark Breland, I met him a couple of times and talked to Holyfield and guys. They said, here's the thing. There's no problem with being aggressive, but you have to understand when you throw, you have to expect something to come back. Now, if Tyson Fury has to put punches together, when you put punches together, I've never seen a man throw a punch and protect his chin at the same time. So, okay, you get super aggressive. What do you set yourself up for?
Okay, but I'm not saying he's going to be super punching aggressive. He's just going to be forcing the action with dukes up, like to stay here, but to fight inside, to stay so inside that Wilder can't get loose and extend on it.
And the thing is, Skip, when you look at Deontay Wilder, people think he's a wild fighter. He's not a wild fighter. He only becomes wild when he thinks he has you in trouble. Once he got up and he still thought he had him in trouble, you see him flailing away. But if you watch him throughout the course of the fight, everything he's trying to measure you with the jab. He's trying to measure you with the jab and try to come with that one hit or quitter. So he's not technical, like he can't pivot and rotate like Fury. But he has skills, but normally, Skip, I watched it, I YouTubed it last night. I still don't believe he got up. Skip, he caught him flush with two punches that would have ended anybody else's night. You saw it when he caught Ortiz. You saw it when he caught Severine. He caught him with that punch and it was over, it was done.
Well, it's lights out, man.
And Fury but you listen to Fury talk, Fury says, did you think the demons that I overcame, that I got up from, was far worse than that punch? He says that's going through his head because the referees explained, he's talking about it. He says, I got the 5, and he opens his eyes and he sets up. He's like, I've never seen anything like that before. But somebody got to go down.
Okay.
I want somebody to go down.
You sound like you're leaning wild.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm leaning.
Okay.
I'm leaning right now. But Fury, that's a big man, and he's technically sound, so he got skill, he can box. Like I said, he's going to have to put punches together. I don't believe he can get him out with one. Obviously, the heavyweights, they catch you just right. Obviously, they can get you out of there. But he's more apt to put punches together to put you down as opposed to Deontay, one shot.
Well, just because the first fight ended in a split draw with a shocking ending that we still can't quite comprehend. I am more excited for the rematch than I was for the first fight.
I am too.
Okay.
I am too.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's been a while, Skip, that we've seen that you want, Tyson, every fight was Tyson in his prime, you wanted to watch. That's what you get with what, because Skip, he's going to end it. It ain't going the distance.
Yep.
This is must watch.
Look, as much respect as I have for Floyd as a boxer because he's the greatest defensive fighter ever, it's just hard to watch his fights, and I never got up for it.
Right.
I got up for Conor because there was this X factor.
Right.
Could Conor land one shot that would put him down?
Skip, we want to see knockouts.
Yeah.
It's like, look, the boxing purists, he was technically sound, he commanded to control the ring, he controlled the reaction, he was the aggressor, yada, yada, yada. But it's like baseball. Baseball purists, they love a 1-0 game. Yeah. Not me. I want to see 12-11. I want to see somebody hitting the ball at the park.
I'm into 1-0.
You're more the purist. You guys going to go to Vegas?
No, I ain't going to be Vegas this time. I'm
going to pay Fox for it.
You're going to pay.
Yep.
All right.
Hold on.
There's no
we gotta
special
pay
deal for us?
Tell me. I thought we get some kind of benefit.
There's no hometown discount
All right,
here.
Skip's buying. I'll see you on Saturday night. You know who is in Vegas, though? These Speak For Yourself guys will be there live in Vegas the next few days. Yeah, 3 Eastern.
How did they go there, Skip?
I'm kind of bummed that we're not there. But either way, you catch their show on FS1.
No mercy.
Veteran guard Reggie Jackson's contract was bought out by the Pistons yesterday. And now Jackson, who is averaging 15 points and 5 assists this season, plans to sign with the Clippers. The signing would bolster the Clippers' backcourt and bench after they already acquired forward Marcus Morris at the trade deadline. Fox Sports NBA analyst Steven Jackson joining us this morning. So, Steven, this question for you. Are you surprised that Jackson chose the Clippers over the Lakers?
I'm not surprised at all. The way his situation went in Detroit, he got hurt and ended up not playing the way he wanted to. Going to the Lakers, he still wouldn't play that much. The point guards are Rondo and LeBron. He has a better chance to play with the Clippers. I think with Patrick Beverley not being a great shooter, when they need a point guard to come in and score and facilitate, he can fall in that role well. That's the best decision for him. Anybody that knows basketball knows that's the best move for him if he want to play and help his career. Lakers would be a bad move for him.
Mm-hmm. That was that say. I could have sworn if I didn't know. If I didn't know, but I could have swore I said that earlier. It was Kawhi. He wanted to play with Kawhi. We know that LeBron is going to play in the playoffs. He's going to play somewhere between 35 and 40 minutes a night.
Right.
He's going to have the ball in his hands. So with that being said, you got Pat Bev. We don't know his injury history. He might get nicked. And guess what? Now he's the starter. So now he's played, because Reggie Jackson has been a starter, played heavy minutes. So why would I go there knowing that I'm going to be the backup point? Automatically, I go to somewhere and I'm the backup point guard right away. It's like going to a company. Now, I can go somewhere and I can be number 3 in command, or I can go somewhere and be number 2 in command. Because as soon as number 1 goes down, guess who steps up? Because that's what he is. I can go somewhere and be vice president, or I can go somewhere and be president, and when the CEO steps away, they got your boy. That's what Reggie Jackson did. He said, because Pat Bev right now is the CEO running the thing, Skip. He goes down, I'm the president, I step right in. A no-brainer. But old Skip Bayless, you know what? I need to you know what? You and Katie need to have your Twitter confiscated because you constantly tweeted some bull jive. He turned it into.
Well, at least I put my name on it.
You don't have any
You owned up to it.
over here.
You do what he do? They spurned LeBron.
I did not use that word.
Yeah, you did.
What word exactly was it?
I don't remember. I said chose.
They chose
Not to play with LeBron.
Yeah.
So silly me, I don't know much about basketball, but the Reggie Jackson I came to love when he was in Oklahoma City Thunder. He's not really a true point guard. He's a combo guard. He can run some point, but he likes to shoot the basketball.
Yes.
Right.
He's actually more Sweet Lou Williams than he is Rondo.
Right.
Okay? So in the end, I'm not buying that the playing time is going to be all that different because he's just a basketball player who can come off the bench like Sweet Lou does and just light things up. And he could have done the same things for and with LeBron James. He could have played that role.
Yeah, he can play with, but Skip, the thing is that he's better with he can play off the ball, but he's better with the ball in his hands. That's why he left OKC. He's like, Russ, I need to go run my own team, so he'll get an opportunity to run the second unit.
But the dynamic of him having Paul George and Kawhi, it's going to be a lot of times in the playoffs where they're going to need a point guard to knock down shots. It's going to be a lot of double teams, and he might end up starting sooner than you know because they're going to need him to knock down shots.
So what I'm seeing over time is I saw Paul George 2 years ago have a chance to go play with LeBron and go home to L.A. and play for the Los Angeles Lakers, who own Los Angeles. And he said, no, I think I'll stay with Russ for a year. And then all of a sudden he gets a chance to go home, not to the Lakers, but to the Clippers and join Kawhi Leonard. And he says, yeah, I'll do that. I don't want to go to the Lakers. I don't want to play with LeBron. I'll go there.
Because he's going to be number 3. Because he's going to be number 3. You got Bron, you got Brown, and you got Paul George, or you can go Kawhi, Paul George. Which one you choosing? Okay, Skip.
I thought most players would want to maximize their chance to win a ring, just one ring.
Right.
And Reggie Jackson had a chance to say, I could join those star-studded Los Angeles Lakers. Maybe I'd have a better chance of winning a ring. No, I think I'll go to the
Skip, you make it seem like the man joined Portland. The Clippers are the number 3 favorite behind the Bucks and the Lakers. So stop pretending.
Are they not the number 1 favorite, though? They're not. No.
No. We are.
Okay, so he said no to you.
That's okay.
Right? And then I'm going to throw this in. There was a period where Jimmy Butler had a choice. He had a chance, and he could have said, I'll be his teammate. No, Jimmy said, I'm my own man. I don't want this.
You got a chance to be number 1, or you going to go be number 3?
I'm going to be number 1.
You're going to be number 1, Skip.
You want to play.
No question.
So what I keep seeing again and again and again and again is the Clippers beating the Lakers off the court and on the court.
Why you got to do all that? They ain't nobody, you ain't get that no man. Why you got to do it? You win the offseason. You got Kawhi and Paul George. Now you win in the regular season. You get Morris and you get Reggie Jackson. Why they got to do all that? Why they need all that ammunition? Well, you ain't got nobody on go.
There's another guy. Thank you for bringing up Marcus Morris. He's his own man. He's a tough guy. He's a 9th-year veteran, and he could have finessed that trade. He could have said, I'm going nowhere but Lakers. And he said, no, I'm okay to go play.
I just want to know one thing. Can somebody help me understand, why do you need military-grade equipment to take down a GOAT? Ain't nothing but a little goat. And you got all that heavy artillery. You loading up like you got Armageddon coming to take down a goat.
Well, wait a second. I keep hearing on this show that the MVP battle is boiling down to the best player on the planet versus Anthony Davis. Why do you need all that?
Whoa. What you mean?
Huh?
What you mean?
Well, you got two of them vying for MVP, and they're on the same team.
No, we all go James.
Okay.
Because you saw what happened when you saw the Nuggets. Now, the Nuggets, when LeBron was off the court, they came to Staples and beat the brakes off us. When we got LeBron on the court, the Nuggets can't see us.
Well, what just happened I just saw last Wednesday night. I saw a game at Denver.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
And I saw LeBron put up big numbers. But down the stretch of the fourth quarter and overtime, LeBron was awful.
And Denver had a good chance to win that game. Jokic didn't play that well that game.
Yeah, hey, guess what? Goat had 14 assists.
And who was the MVP of the game?
James.
Anthony Davis hit 2 threes in the overtime to win the game.
So am I going to disregard? Am I just going to disregard that 30, 32, 14, and 12?
Yeah, LeBron was just walking to the basket. He can do that to everybody, though.
And he didn't walk enough because he had chances. He had Jokic with 5 fouls and couldn't foul him out. Just take it to him.
We need to foul him out. We need to foul him out. We want him on the court. Because, see, he's slow with the defensive rotation. So they get somebody else out there going to knock down shots and faster with the rotation. So we did exactly what we wanted to do.
Well,
Skip, it's not always about getting the best player off the court. Sometimes in a defensive situation, remember, what did Giannis tell you about Sunday, what they were trying to do? Now, James Harden is the greatest offensive player that we have in the game. But come defensive time, what do they want? They wanted to go at him. So we wanted Jokic right where we had him.
You got to think about the Clippers, too. You don't want to add too much because you got to add everybody in. And you still ain't added in your 2 stars at the same time.
I'll give you that.
You know what I mean? So that could be a problem coming at the end of the season.
Are the stars going to play more than 5-6 games together?
Well, I'm saying they got to play together going into the playoffs to have some type of chemistry.
I'm glad you brought that up.
You can't just throw them in there.
I told him that's his only hope. That or injury.
What is the hope?
Because the only hope is they don't gel in time for the playoff run. Because I don't know how much Paul George is going to be able to play down the stretch.
With Kawhi at the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
But now you've added in Marcus and you add in Reggie.
Look at LeBron.
That's not easy, Skip.
Look at LeBron.
That's not easy.
LeBron take pieces right before the trade deadline and get them to the finals. If Kawhi is what you said he is, it should be no problem.
Well, LeBron is the unofficial GM of the Los Angeles Lakers. Apparently thinks he's good because they did nothing at the trade deadline, and when it came buyout period, they bought out nobody.
What's the name of that show? Is it Chopped Iron Chef, where they give you a bunch of chef? They give you a bunch of ingredients. They might give you chocolate, give you strawberries, give you a lobster, give you scallops, give you bell pepper. Say, go make me a dish. Give LeBron James anything and say, get him to the final. Okay.
So you're saying they're good enough to go win it right here, right
Good
now?
enough.
Yeah.
Didn't he tell you that? Now, he told you when LeBron, you haven't gone when you're not the 1 or the 2 seed. What did LeBron tell you? He said, 1 seed, 2 seed, 8 seed, mustard seed. Get on LeBron James. Give me a little water and watch it grow. Okay.
He's got the
Guess what's growing in the basement right now at Staples? The Clippers are growing in the basement.
Happening.
We're going to go down. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go down and we're going to show you a little something on Sunday because we got the Celtics.
Yeah.
We're going to go down to the basement, get this fire extinguisher because they got a little grease fire. They try to start it. They got a little grease fire going down. We're going to put it out. Put that out.
Yeah.
We got something for you in March. We got you twice in March.
You better hope that fire don't start burning good.
They ain't burning. Because you saw LeBron, though. LeBron started cooking with Crisco. Crisco burn hot.
I can rely on AD and LeBron, but if the Clippers get going, it's going to be a tough one.
When they going to get going? When the guy missing 4 games a month.
Right. It's going to be hard. I know.
He wanted to talk about employee of the month. And you're missing 4 work days. Where they do that at, Stacks?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Somebody's going to be healthy when it comes to playoff time.
Healthy?
Yep.
And you see, it works for him.
It does work for him.
It works for him.
Right.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. AD hurt, and LeBron taking 4 games, 5 games a month off. We kill it.
Yeah, they kill it.
We kill it.
Facts.
Well, in any other sport, truly.
But Kawhi gets praised for the very thing that Skip Bayless, because I happen to be on the show. Skip Bayless, we had just started. We was in our infancy. He would beat up LeBron. LeBron, give him something. Go on the road. This team only sees you once a year. I ain't heard a peep. Kawhi sit down 2-3 games. Can't play back-to-back. At 28,
Kawhi has been doing this since he was 19 when he came into the league. This is what he's been injury managing the whole time.
No.
Use that word?
They don't injury management.
It's still not playing. Let's just leave it at that. Injury management.
To sum this up, I'm going to quote the great Kevin Durant. Out of sight, out of mind right now. We miss you, Kevin, the best player on the planet.
Looking good, too.
Yeah, I know. I got it. You saw him recently, right?
Good.
But I'm going to dredge up a quote here that he uttered to our Rick Bucher about why players don't want to play with LeBron. It's because he's the drama king, and it's hard to play in his shadow, especially when he's a Laker. You know, it's bad enough in Cleveland, let alone at Staples when you're a Laker in purple and gold. And Kevin said that LeBron has so many fanboys in the media, even the beat writers just fawn over him. And he goes on to say that the environment just gets toxic with LeBron. It's hard to play with LeBron because it's always something every night. There's always drama. There's always a subplot. There's always something. He's got a force field around him. And it's great for us. We talk about it every day.
You know what that something is? That's always LeBron? Expectations. It's finals. And Kevin Durant didn't know what that was until he went to Golden State.
Yeah.
And then he was going to the finals. He's like, you know what? I want out.
You know, another word for that is greatness. He's just great, you know.
Okay.
To whom much is given, much is required.
Goat James.
Yep.
And they got all that military grade.
You know, Goat KD, he went to Goat KD went to LeBron's house. He went to the Palace in Games 3 back-to-back finals and just took it right to LeBron.
Stacks.
The sniper,
Let me ask you a question.
He did do that.
Stacks. If you take Kevin Durant and you put him in Cleveland, and you take LeBron and you put him in Golden State with Steph, Clay, and Draymond, is KD and the Cavs beating LeBron and Golden State?
I'm not going to even say that. We'll see if he can win one in Brooklyn. We'll just leave it there. I'm not going to even lift that.
Because you know better.
Because he in that type of situation in Brooklyn. He don't have all the ammunition he had in Golden State.
But what you mean?
He can do it.
He got Dinwiddie. He got LeVert. He got Kyrie.
Come on now.
You put Kyrie third on.
He got Kyrie. He definitely got Kyrie.
Okay.
Yeah, he definitely
you
got Kyrie.
You don't need to. But he had Harden and he had Russ.
All right.
They was young.
Oh, now they're young.
Well, that for now. We still got a little more time.
No mercy.
Seems like all of the top stars in Major League Baseball have weighed in on the Astros cheating scandal. And yesterday, LeBron also chimed in as well about the punishment not being enough. So LeBron tweeted this. Stay with me, guys. It's a bit long. Listen, I know I don't play baseball, but I am in sports. And I know if someone cheated me out of winning the title and I found out about it, I would be bleeping irate. I mean, like uncontrollable about what I could do. Listen here, baseball commissioner. Listen to your players speaking today about how disgusted, mad, hurt, broken about this. Literally, the ball is in your court, or should I say field, and you need to fix this for the sake of sports. Hashtag just my thoughts coming from a sports junkie. Regardless, my own sport, I play. So Shannon, do you like what LeBron said here?
Hashtag longest tag ever. Skip, I do. This is what sets LeBron James apart from any other historically great, we're talking about Pantheon great athlete, Skip, other than Ali, is that he will speak his mind. Skip, he speaks on things that we've seen other athletes not even touch. And even if it's in their, even if it's in their particular sport, they give you PC bull jive. Not LeBron. And look, LeBron, you didn't even have to say, I know it's not your sport. You're entitled to your opinion. You pay taxes in America, you're entitled to opinion. This is why me and old Skip Bayless, we teamed up. We're another dynamic deal. Batman and Robin, yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yep, Skip and I don't know.
Who's Batman, who's Robin?
I don't know who is, I don't know if we like Steve or the old Shadow Job, but we close.
Oh.
No, we're more like Superman and Lex Luthor.
Thank you for that. I'm not deciding
Superman?
Who's who, though.
I'll be Lex Luthor.
Okay.
I like being Lex.
I'll give you Lex Luthor.
I like being Lex.
Superman it is.
Because, I wish a reality star would have stayed being a reality star, but we know how that ended up, but that's neither here nor there. Talk about that another time, Jay. Look,
Okay.
I think LeBron is voicing what a lot of other athletes are thinking. Skip, this is bigger than baseball. This is about cheating in sports. And I know you don't believe it's a big deal because sign stealing has been going on since the implementation of baseball, and it probably goes back 100 and the Cincinnati Red Stockings probably started playing in 1876. So it's been almost 150 years of baseball.
Yep.
Maybe even longer. But I think the advent of video is that what pushed it over the edge. And, yeah, I mean, they say, well, you can't take, yeah, you can. If I'm not mistaken, didn't they take back Lance Armstrong's 7 Tour de France titles?
Yes.
They took him back. The hard thing was giving it to the second place because he was doping, and so was 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Yeah. So they probably should have just vacated those 7 that he won and said nobody's getting it.
That is true.
But in this situation, Skip, LeBron James is just voicing his opinion because I can just imagine, and he said, I'll be irate. Skip, I'm still upset about Jacksonville beating us. Now, if I knew they were stealing my signals, I'm really going to have a problem with them beating us, especially if they use video to do it. Now, Mike, they can read Mike's lips. Skip, there's a reason why you see what they do now, Skip, on the sideline.
Yep.
Guys cover their mouth because the guys were reading their lips.
Yep.
So for me, Skip, I don't have a problem with Bron. He understands, and he's like, look, Commissioner. Now, I don't really know what he wants the Commissioner to do now, Skip. This would totally be double jeopardy. I didn't like the fact that Rob Manfred said one of the reasons that he didn't punish it because the Players Association. Just imagine if somebody did a crime and the justice, the penal system said, we're not going to punish him because he's going to appeal it. Who cares? Make them appeal it. Make them appeal it because LeBron, Skip, remember with Donald Sterling's situation. The players started speaking out. They heard him.
Yeah.
They heard him. So, Commissioner, when you get Skip, look, if it's a second-tier guy, one thing. But when you start getting the faces of the league, no matter what you think about Mike Trout, Skip, and not a whole lot of people know who Mike Trout is, but he's the best baseball player. Mm-hmm. And you got these big names like Aaron Judge, and you got some of these other guys coming out saying how disappointed. He's like, man, you possibly stole a World Series, you possibly stole my MVP, you stole all of that from me. And LeBron James is saying what a lot of athletes are thinking, but he just has the courage to say a lot of things that historically great athletes other than Ali would never say.
I will give you that. But before I go into that, allow me to get this off my chest. Once again, LeBron, in the middle of this post, drops an F-bomb. And I don't get it because he's so much better than that. And now he's on a roll where almost every post-game interview and almost every social media post, he drops F-bombs. Yeah. He's got an I Promise school in Akron that's great, and we give him.
He didn't say nothing about I promise not to drop any more F-bombs.
He did not say that.
But it's not really necessary.
Okay, it's just.
I'm with you.
He's better than that, and when you have that school and you get a lot of credit for it, which he deserves, it's great. But now you're sending this mixed message. You're their idol. You're their role model, and you keep dropping F-bombs. And I'm sure the kids at I Promise school drop one at home, and their parents say, what are you doing? LeBron?
I agree. He doesn't need to swear.
Did your parents swear when you was growing up?
Not much. I never did because they didn't.
Well, my grandfather cussed, my mom cussed, my uncle, I'm talking about, but it never even it never crossed my mind.
But you wouldn't swear on tweets?
No, I don't swear. But there's level to irateness. How irate are you? I'm effing irate.
But then just
okay, I got that, and I'm with you, and I'm not above using that language when I get irate, but I don't do it on this show, and I don't do it on Twitter, and I don't do it on Instagram, and neither do you.
No.
And you don't do it in company of people that you respect.
I wouldn't casually drop it on if I'm doing an interview or something like that. No.
Okay, so I covered Michael Jordan in Chicago, and trust me. Off camera?
Yes.
Yeah. You got all kinds off camera. But when it was time, as you know, he sort of set the tone for he's going to go dressed to the nines.
He's going to get fully dressed. You're not going to catch him in a towel and all sweat.
Nope. He's going to be dressed because he got the fact that when you present yourself, you better present the right side of yourself.
Yep.
And it made him a lot of money because it was the right way. But he knew that a lot of people are going to look up to him, especially kids, and you just can't do that. I never heard him cuss one time on camera, not one time in a radio interview. To this day, I've not heard that. Maybe I missed one somewhere, but now LeBron's on a roll. Okay, so now I'm going to get back on my roll, back to this. To me, LeBron is now acting like he's the commissioner of sports because he's gone all the way into the baseball lane. And I don't know. I know he's a baseball fan. I don't know if he played baseball. I don't remember.
He loved the Yankees.
Yeah. Huh?
He loved the Yankees.
And the Cowboys.
Teams all over the place.
Yankees and the Cowboys.
Few favorites.
He was the guy who wore a Yankee cap to a Cleveland Indians playoff game in Cleveland. He did that.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, but he did that. He also wore an Emmitt Smith jersey down onto the sidelines before a Browns-Cowboys game in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about
He's
that.
loyal.
I'm straying from the topic here, but that's true. So here's the point. As I told you yesterday, I don't think LeBron knows enough about the history of baseball to be commenting, and I think he stepped slightly out of bounds here, because I'm going to say it again, that it does have a 150-year history of encouraging sign stealing. It was considered a sacred art to steal signs. So there's hypocrisy going on right now because the commissioner was stuck. He's complicit in this because he knows the history of the game. Encouraged, not cheating. That's called competing.
Yeah.
When you compete, you try to steal
Well, hell,
signs.
if that's the case, Skip, he encouraged steroids because chicks dug the long ball.
You can
they
argue
encouraged
that it's true. Now, that there wasn't a long history of that in baseball. It just suddenly sprang up in like about 1996, 7, right in there. Like Barry.
Well, no. What happened was the A's were ahead of the curve.
They were.
They got in the 80s.
Yeah.
Because
the late 80s they
yes.
did, and then the Texas Rangers had a little nest going on when Canseco went to the Rangers.
Yeah,
and here it went. And then it just exploded.
Right.
And the classic Kurt Schilling line was, half of us are using steroids and half of us are thinking about it. Because after a while, you had no choice.
Exactly.
Right?
And that's probably what you saw in baseball, Skip.
Okay.
Half of them were stealing with video, and the other half started thinking about it.
Again, I told you, I've covered so many teams. Everybody was using the outfield cameras to try to decipher the signals. And it was then the responsibility of pitcher and catcher and bench coach on the other team, keep changing the signs so we can, sort of mix you up on the signs, right?
Yeah, but Skip, think about it. You've already gone over either the night before or the day of the game, how you're going to call the game. Certain situations, runners on first, runners on third, who's up at bat, lefty, righty. You get to going through all that. Skip, it's hard. In the middle of the game, says, I think they're stealing, let's just switch this up.
Everybody did. Everybody did. Remember, there's this thing called second base, and by the very nature of the game, it's flawed because when the other team gets a runner on second, he's looking right down the barrel at the catcher's signs. He can see them just as well as the pitcher can see them. What did you always have to do with the runner on second? You have to switch up your sign.
Yeah, and then they throw it. They thought it was stealing. They throw at him. But, the commissioner said, now, Skip, he's going to punish guys if you throw at them. I'm saying do what Albert Bell, I don't know if we got the video, do what Albert Bell did to Fernando Vina. When Albert Bell was with the Indians, Vina was with the Brewers.
Yep.
You remember this, Skip? Look, this is what I do to Altuve. Every time I get a chance, wow, that's what I'm going to do. Every chance I get, do that right there.
I don't think that's going to end well.
You actually called for that video? Just for this topic?
I did.
Where did that come from?
He's just been waiting.
I've been waiting because Vina is about the size of Altuve, Skip. So if I'm Aaron Judge, he stole that title from me, Judge.
Okay.
I get him.
Okay. There are very few opportunities in a baseball game to do that.
Well, hit it to him.
You can slide hard into people at second base. You can go try to take their knees out from under them. And I've always been shocked that on the double play turn at second, especially by the second baseman who is blindside, like he can't see, the shortstop can at least see it coming.
A lot of guys just run out the way. A lot of guys just move out the way and just give up.
But again, Altuve, as he turns the double play, he is a sitting duck. So if you can slide into him and try to take his
And now they actually make you swipe the bag and not automatically assume that you would have. They make you put your foot on the bag, so go. I get him, Skip. I ain't gonna lie to you. I get him.
Well, I give it up to LeBron. He now runs all of sports, right?
They say Ty Cobb used to be up in the dugout filing his spikes.
My favorite is hashtag just my thoughts coming from a sports junkie, regardless my own sport I play.
Yeah, that's right. Go.
It's a new hashtag.
Oh, go.
He's trying it out.
Hashtag go James. Hashtag watch King. Hashtag greatest.
Hashtag F-bomb.
Can we not hashtag anymore?
No mercy.
All right, we discussed earlier in the show how an article from The Athletic made the claim that the NBA runs through Kawhi Leonard after his All-Star Game performance. The article also pointed out how Kawhi is posting career highs in multiple categories this season and would be in the MVP discussion if he hadn't missed 13 games already. Steven Jackson back with us. So, Steven, do you agree with this premise that the league runs through Kawhi?
First, you two don't make me laugh too much this segment. He is the defending champion. He is the defending Finals MVP.
Yep.
It is going through him right now, and
Wow.
and that's just how it goes. The defending champion, the defending MVP, everything runs through him. And he went to Toronto and basically carried the whole country, a whole organization to the championship.
You know, Toronto got a better record now.
Nobody's ever done that. Okay? Nobody's ever done that.
All this year?
Huh?
No,
But y'all make it seem like Siakam got a max contract.
No. Kawhi, we're talking about Kawhi here.
Yeah,
it goes through Kawhi still.
Stack.
Until he's dethroned, he is the best player. It's going through him. He is the last Finals MVP. He is the last champion. He is the last person to take his team to a championship. He is the last person to hit a buzzer beater, falling out of bounds to take his team to the finals.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
So that's the new thing. So you win the All-Star Game MVP. So if you're the finals, if you win the finals the year before and you win the All-Star Game MVP, now that's what we do. We've never done that for Jordan. We've never done that for Magic. We've never done that for Larry. But that's where we are now.
No. The whoever won last year is on the throne to their dethrone. That's how it's always been.
No, the league don't. He's making this. Now, here, I need to give you some context. You know the guy that wrote this article is the beat writer for the Clippers. Now, you know when beat writer, you got to be on your best behavior or they won't talk to you anymore.
Right.
Or let's tell the truth. Skip Bayless, you know this. You know how beat writing works. You of all people know that you got to write positive things or people, they ice out.
Fine line.
But sometimes the positive things are the truth.
That ain't no truth.
Yeah.
That ain't no truth. I mean, he's having a career year. And that's the 9th best season LeBron has ever had in his career. That's his career year. Now LeBron is averaging more rebounds in Kawhi in a career year. LeBron is doubling him in assists, and Kawhi has a high usage. And we got a better record. I thought the MVP, and first of all, you talk about MVP, you can't be MVP. How you gonna be MVP employee of the month when you miss 4 work days a month?
We're talking about who's it going through.
Okay, if it's going,
he is the defending champion, Shannon. It's just what it is.
If it goes through him, why he need so much help?
What are we talking about? How is help coming to this?
It runs through him.
LeBron went to Miami. Are we still talking about help? Are we still talking about help?
Yeah, hold on. I'm glad you said that.
It's about winning. I'm not one of them guys, though, Shannon.
I know, but I'm saying, I'm glad you said that.
I wasn't mad at KD for going to Golden State. It's about winning to me.
He went to Miami, and they beat him up, so he need all the help.
I wasn't one of them killing him.
I wasn't one of them either, but I know somebody across the table was.
No, I was not. I said good for him.
Yeah.
He needed help.
That's it. There you go. Look, Kawhi's an unbelievable player, but we know who the face of the league is.
No question.
We know where the buck stops.
Okay, see, now you're going face of the league, and who's it going through? It's different. That's different.
It goes through the reason why they loading up. They don't load up to try to beat Utah. They didn't load up to try to beat the Houston Rockets. They load up to beat who? So who does it run through, Stacks? If you load up to beat who? Who they load up to beat, Stacks?
Toronto didn't load up.
I'm just asking you. I'm not talking about Toronto. We talking about that last year. We talking about right now.
Yeah.
Who they loading up for?
They loading up for the Clippers. Because there's really no other competition right now.
So in other words, it run through GOAT James. If you want to get to the altar, if you want to reach the mountaintop, Skip, look, there are very few people that scale Everest without the help of a Sharpe. Very few. So in other words, Skip Bayless, if you want to scale Everest, you need help.
Yeah,
so in other words...
Well, most people say that LeBron and AD are much better than even Kawhi and Paul George together,
I would too.
right?
No, that's not what you said.
Sounds
you
like
said,
LeBron's got the ultimate help.
No, you said Kawhi. You said Paul George is slightly better than AD, and Kawhi is better than LeBron. That's what you told me at the beginning of the year.
Here's what's happening right before your very eyes that nobody wants to acknowledge because Kawhi Leonard does not speak very much. So he's become a quiet force who is slowly but surely challenging LeBron James and taking over LeBron's town. And we go back to the commercial, which dropped in the opening game night on TNT. He had the audacity to bless a commercial by New Balance saying, "It's my town now. It's Kawhi town."
I did see that.
And what happened?
Is it?
Okay, what happened last July 5th? Help me out here.
What?
If Kawhi Leonard had said, as most people thought, I'm going to be a Laker, I'm going to join both LeBron and AD with LA Lakers, would LeBron have said no to him?
No.
Okay, so what would we have said? It's over, right?
And it would have been.
okay? It would have been way over. But no, this guy had the audacity to bamboozle LeBron James because he did lead him on, because all the media people that I know were saying, LeBron is quietly saying it's a done deal. We got Kawhi,
Yeah, but
right?
LeBron, you and I, no one else knew, is that Kawhi and Paul George was secretly meeting, and they were angling for Paul George to get out of OKC. Nobody knew that. They did a great job of keeping that under wraps. Only a handful of people knew. But
nobody knew.
Well, obviously,
Right,
Doc Rivers, the Clippers know they were working.
Okay.
And Kawhi.
Well, that took some guts.
Yes.
Now. That took some you-know-whats, right?
Yeah.
To pull that move off, that was the move of the century, man. That's because nobody saw it coming. And all of a sudden, he's a Clipper in LeBron's Laker town.
Right.
And the Clippers were always the stepchild.
Right.
And wait, he's going to the Clippers, and he's taking Paul with him to the Clippers?
Well, can somebody help me out with this? Just help me out with this, Stacks, and maybe you can help me out with it. Anytime somebody made a move, anytime LeBron was in Cleveland, his second go-round, or they made a move in L.A., LeBron James did this, LeBron James did that. Kawhi, they talk about what the great moves the Clippers. So is Kawhi running the Clippers? Because every time they make a move in L.A., every time they made a move in Cavaliers, it couldn't be the front office. It was LeBron James pulling the strings.
Right.
Where is the criticism that LeBron James, because you're telling me that Kawhi Leonard has passed LeBron James, so he should be under the same criticism, the same scrutiny. Why does he get...
He went and got Paul George with the help of his uncle Dennis.
Well,
they masterminded that deal.
Whoa, no. But he didn't get criticized. LeBron James make a move, they signed a guy that came out the G League. LeBron James did that. Kawhi, they got Reggie Jackson. They got DeMar's twin. And ain't nobody saying nothing.
Well,
the Clippers...
Kawhi had some input into those moves.
Oh, he did, huh?
Yeah.
Oh!
And it seems like players more and more are choosing to play with Kawhi more than choosing with LeBron. Well, start it. That's all I see. and so back to this man's point, he is the reigning Finals MVP, and now he went to the All-Star game and he upstaged LeBron at a game that I thought LeBron was positioned to be MVP of.
So let me make sure, I just want to make sure I'm hearing this right, correctly. Kawhi Leonard is the only player in NBA history to be Finals MVP and then win the following game's All-Star Game MVP. Am I correct? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
So did we say that about any other player, that the league now runs through them?
I don't care about any other player. I just know what's happening right here, right now, under your nose.
Stop it.
He just keeps on being that quiet force. He just keeps taking over and taking over and taking over.
He do all that talking, and we got LeBron James talk, we listen.
Okay, Kawhi doesn't talk and nobody listens. That's the problem.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because you can't, Skip, you can't be employed, he be in the MVP discussion. Well, play.
But you can't put who the championship and who it goes through and who's the best player in the league in the same category.
Hold up. How does it go through the Clippers? Because the Clippers are loading up to go through who?
But he is the defending champion.
But you don't get no credit for that. You did that. We can't take that away from
You don't get no credit for that?
No, I'm saying you can't take that away.
Toronto couldn't get past nobody until he got there.
But who left? Who couldn't they get past?
But he won the championship.
Who couldn't they get past?
You're right. You're right.
No, don't say it right. I want you to call his name.
Oh, Brian left.
Go
Brian
James.
Yeah.
So what's happened right here this year? The Clippers and the Lakers have played twice, and the Clippers took over both fourth quarters and won both games. And LeBron James in those two games combined is 3 for 17 from the three-point line.
Yeah.
That's 18%.
Well, they leave him open. You got to take it. He got to take that shot. He just got to knock it down.
Okay, but he's had chances. The game was tied on opening night going to the fourth quarter, and they were up 7 with 6:37 left in the Christmas Day game, and they didn't win.
And besides, I'm going to use y'all argument. When LeBron James was going to all them finals, you said the East was weak. So did the East get stronger once LeBron left? I'm curious.
No, they don't.
Oh, so in other words, if it was weak when LeBron was there, it got even weaker once he left, right?
It wasn't even weak, it was the same.
No, it was the same. So even when Paul George left the East, because Paul George left the East.
Bron didn't leave the East just to come to the West. Teams were getting better. Let's keep it real.
We were better.
Teams were Milwaukee and teams were coming.
They were coming, but they still couldn't do nothing.
But let's be honest.
They couldn't do nothing with us.
Teams in the East were getting better where he wasn't going to be able to keep going to the finals out the East.
Not with that owner. Not with not being able to bring anybody there.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
He didn't have enough help.
We go back to that.
And we go back to that.
LeBron don't have
have enough help. Now they bringing everybody for Kawhi.
Not
Some
for
sport.
Kawhi, because of Kawhi.
No, they're bringing
Yes.
No, they doing that because of GOAT. They doing that because of the GOAT.
I think suddenly the Clippers are the Lakers now. That's what's happening.
Skip, it was an arms race. You saw what the Celtics were doing. The Celtics made every move they made to battle the Lakers.
Yeah.
The Lakers made every move they made to battle the Celtics.
Yeah.
Everything they do in the Clippers. We standing pat. We stand pat.
You getting scared?
Well, what?
Hanging in the basement, knocking on the door.
When I got that guy, I fear nothing.
That guy is in his 17th year.
Is it?
It's gonna be fun.
I can't tell.
Oh,
It's gonna
really?
be fun.
I can't tell
That
you.
guy looks 35 to me, and
He looks
Kawhi
35 to you,
looks
Stat?
29.
He was LeBron. He looked 35 to you?
I'm gonna make sure, man, you get good tickets to this Western Conference Final.
Yeah, seriously.
You're gonna be right there enjoying this.
I agree.
It's gonna be a nice one,
Steven,
Skip.
thank you for
asked
being
Adam.
here.
LeBron
Thank
looks
you.
35. Look at him. He looks like he's 25.
Thanks, Skip.
When was your last? How long you been out in the NBA?
5 years.
So you how old? 40?
35.
42 in April.
So
And
Wow.
he dominates Big Three. Just dominates it.
yeah, I make the Q. Let me come in that thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull. I just want to pull stacks up one time.
No
No.
way.
Slap the backboard.
No
and I'm
way,
walking up the
Jose.
court. I'm gonna slap the backboard.
Oh my God.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I'm gonna slap the backboard. They gonna like, oh, post up stack.
Ain't no, you can't touch the backboard no more, Shannon.
Huh?
Not no
I
more.
don't think it's
It
gonna
ain't getting
happen.
up. It's the coming down to my
I don't want to see that either.
Me too.
Good to have you, Steven. Speculation about what the Patriots might do at the quarterback position continues as Tom Brady is currently set to become a free agent. Peter King believes that if the Patriots want to move on from Brady, then Andy Dalton would be the best option for New England. Dalton is still under contract for one more season, so the Patriots would need to make a trade to acquire the 32-year-old QB. So, Shannon, how good would the Patriots be with Andy Dalton at QB?
I still believe they are a playoff team with Andy Dalton at quarterback. Coach Belichick defense, I believe they'll be equal. I don't know if they'll be 10, 11, 12, 13 points good. I still believe they'll be. Coach Belichick's always going to put a top 10 defense, scoring defense on the field. Josh McDaniels does a great job of designing a scheme, and he would just tailor a scheme that fits what Andy Dalton does really well. For me, Skip, I just think the organizational structure of the New England Patriots is just too good for them to drop off a cliff if they have a decent quarterback. And I believe Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton went to the playoffs, 3 of his first 4 years, maybe? Yeah, I think 3 of his first 4 years. Had some big seasons, made the Pro Bowl a couple of seasons, Skip. So, and if you look at what the Patriots are without Brady starting, they're 13-6. 13-6. Matt Castle, Skip, he became a household name filling in for Tom Brady. Jimmy Garoppolo, Jacoby Brissett are starters in the league filling in for Tom Brady. It's just something about the structure in New England and Coach Belichick and Josh McDaniels that I have the utmost confidence that they'll get this thing right. And Andy Dalton would be a great place to start. So, unlike you, Andy Dalton had the 25th scoring defense. The Patriots had number 1. And Andy Dalton had 6 losses by 1 point. One score. I still believe they're a playoff team and get to the playoffs. I'm not betting against Coach Belichick.
This is laughable
It ain't.
to me.
Skip, please respond.
And
Andy
Peter
Dalton
King,
finished last year second to last in QBR. Second to last only to Mason Rudolph of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Way to go, Andy Dalton. He has a career QBR of 52, which is just slightly above average QBR. Andy Dalton has played 4 playoff games in his life.
Yeah.
And in those 4 playoff games, all losses, he threw 1 touchdown pass to 6 interceptions. And you're telling me that Andy Dalton will step right in for Tom Brady and it'll be business as usual in Foxborough? Good luck.
They'll be a playoff team because what division do they play in, Jenny? The historically worst division in football, which is the AFC East.
And I'm not even sure they'd be better than the Miami Dolphins next year because the Dolphins started showing some real signs of life late in the
and
year.
you guys did not show signs of life because what happened? Oh, you want to talk about that?
What happened was that Belichick's defense
Belichick
gave up a 75-yard drive to Fitzmagic at the end of the
Who threw
game
that pick six?
wrecked the season.
Coach, I can see Coach Belichick was seething.
Yeah.
Tommy,
Yeah,
Pick
and
six.
Tommy came right back and drove them about 80 yards for the touchdown that should have won it 24-20 until Ryan Fitzpatrick was allowed to drive 75 yards for a last-second score.
You know what I love?
What?
I love how you always talk about Coach Belichick when Coach Belichick's defense lacks and gives up. Oh, but what about Mahomes? When Mahomes left the field, his team was in the lead. But all you want to do is just heap praise on Tom Brady. Why not give those guys? Why not give some of the guys that lead game-winning drives against Coach Belichick's defense? How about give them some credit instead of blaming Coach Belichick? You don't blame the defense when Tom Brady does it. You give Tom credit. Can we get some credit for the other guy? That's all I'm asking.
I'm not talking about Patrick Mahomes. I'm talking about Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. TCU.
Well, he'd be perfect. He'd be perfect up in Boston. You know, they had the muskets in Boston.
No,
so they got a musket. They got a rifle now.
He'd be the Red Musket. That's what he would be up in Boston. So let's get this straight. Andy Dalton is 0-4 in his playoff career, and Tom Brady is 73-35. Think about
insane.
that. That's pretty insane. 9 Super Bowls with 6 wins. Should have won a couple of more. You know
What you mean 73-35?
Say that again, 73-35.
In playoffs.
No,
I'm sorry. Those are
Touchdown.
touchdowns, interceptions.
Yeah.
I was like, wait,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
wait.
Yeah.
It's 30-11 in
30 to
games.
11.
Which is still
Okay.
unbelievable.
30-11.
It is amazing
Yeah.
for the 4.
9 Super Bowls with 6 wins, and he played in 13 straight AFC championship games. That's extraordinary compared to what Andy Dalton didn't do. And he did have A.J. Green, who's pretty great, right?
AJ been hurt, Skip. The last couple of years, he's been really nicked. And yeah, guess what? I tell you what. I bet you love to have AJ Green, though, wouldn't you?
Would I love where?
In New England.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, but
I would love to have anybody in New England, but again, Tom Brady is not going back to New England. Andy Dalton, again, according to Peter King, would be the next best hope for New England. And unless Bill Belichick pulls some rabbits out of his hat, which I don't see coming, he's going to have to make some shockingly spectacular additions to this team. It looks below average to me. I don't think it looks like a playoff team without Tom Brady, especially with Andy Dalton.
Because they're so depleted, Skip, you might have to overpay to get people to come, especially if Tom Brady's not there anymore.
Okay.
So you're going to probably, Denver was able to get a lot of guys to come to play with Peyton Manning. Great offense. You're going to be ahead a lot, so you get an opportunity to rest the quarterback. You get some interceptions. Well, if Tom Brady's not there, you're going to definitely have to overpay to get free agents to come to New England.
Did Seattle overpay for our friend Greg Olsen yesterday? They gave him 1 year, $7 million. That doesn't sound like overpaying.
No.
And again, we had Greg on at the Super Bowl, and then it was that afternoon that we heard he's no longer a Carolina Panther.
Right.
But I thought that afternoon when I heard that, he's destined for New England, because at that point I'm thinking maybe Brady would go back because Greg Olsen would be a pretty good alternative.
Yeah, we saw Jerry Cook. Jerry Cook, I don't know what it is, but he plays well. He makes plays wherever he goes.
I don't know how he's bounced around because I would keep him.
And my thing is, you don't think I think he's better than what New England had. I love Ben Watson, but Jerry Cook,
39 years old.
Jerry Cook would have been
much better.
Yes.
And he really helped Drew Brees and company.
And look what he did for Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, look what he did for Aaron Rodgers. Look what he did to my Cowboys.
Yeah, he went to Jared.
Of the decade,
He
right?
went to Jared.
He went to Jared. Okay. So again, when Greg Olsen didn't sign with New England, and it sounded like New England wasn't even in the Derby.
I don't believe it was.
Right?
I spent a little time with him. I don't think he mentioned a lot of New England.
Okay, there you go. So I'm thinking, okay, you don't even want Greg Olsen, so what are you doing?
But Skip, I know it's, they're going to make the playoffs, and they normally play in AFC championship games, and they normally get to compete and win Super Bowls. But Skip, New England's not for everybody, because you really have to suppress who you are and what you are as a player to go play there.
Okay.
And everybody can't do that.
Well, I can't wait to see Bill Belichick without Tom Brady, who was always the mediator in the locker room. He was the one guy in the quarterback position who bought completely into all of Belichick's nonsense.
Well, it definitely makes it easier when that guy buys in.
When that guy buys in, you're good in the locker room.
Yes.
And he bought in for 20 years.
Yep.
Well, if the quarterback isn't buying in, if it's Andy Dalton, who doesn't seem like exactly a dominating leader type to me, well, then...
It's like any relationship, Jenny. I've been loyal to you. I've been doing all this for 20 years. And that person that you talking to right now, they can't do any of that. Don't worry about that. I don't want to be with you anymore. Coach Belichick said, I don't want to be with you. I know what you did.
Okay.
We had some great times. It was great. These 20 years have been unforgettable.
Okay. I want to see Bill Belichick flying solo.
You're the father of my sixth Super Bowl championship.
That is correct.
But somebody else coming along.
Okay.
Take your place.
Here we go.
Somebody else coming along.
The Red Musket. Have fun.
Seriously. Good for Greg Olsen, though.
I should have never brought that up.
I like it.
1 year. It's impressive.
Yep.
That nickname, I don't think you'd appreciate it.
No, Skip gave that nickname.
I like it.
I just mentioned Musket.
The Red Musket. It's a single shot weapon, right? You have to load it.
It is.
No mercy.
After taking a season off in the broadcast booth, Jason Witten returned to the Cowboys last season, and the 11-time Pro Bowler was still able to produce over 60 catches and 500 yards in Dallas. Witten will be 38 at the start of next season, but he said he still wants to play and is open to signing with a team other than the Cowboys. So, Shannon, can you see this happening?
Sure, if he wants to keep playing and Dallas doesn't want him on their roster, sure, go play. He's chasing a Super Bowl ring, Skip, and I don't think that him winning a Super Bowl ring is going to change people's perception of Jason Witten. Skip, it's different when you win a ring and you're not a difference maker. So he's going, we just saw what he did last year. And I think he hindered Blake Jarwin because I think Blake Jarwin can take the next step, but he just needs reps. He needs opportunities.
Yep.
And I don't know if he's going to get this because in Dallas, they still believe this is Jason Witten of 10 years ago, and it's not.
No.
And so if he wants to continue to play, have at it. But unless he's a difference maker on a team that can contend for a title, Skip, he's not going to be viewed differently.
And to your point, as much as I love Jason Witten, or loved past tense Jason Witten, he's got great hands, made a lot of clutch catches, great blocker for tight end. We know all that.
Yeah.
I thought he was a great leader. I'm not sure he's a great leader, but he's been a good, solid, dependable leader. But now, at this stage and age, what's the market for Jason Witten? Who's going to pay him what to do exactly what?
Exactly. Root your family.
Is he a starting tight end? I don't think so. So if you're not a starting tight end, what are you?
Right.
What's your role? What do you?
Because my thing is, Skip, if you love playing so much, why did you take a year off to begin with?
I don't know. I think he thought he could be a star in the booth, and he was pretty good, but he wasn't great. I think here's the thing, Skip. When you get compared to Romo, nobody's coming. Your best friend.
Yeah,
exactly.
Hard
so
transition regardless.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about now. They're thinking Tony Romo is John Madden.
I also think it doesn't happen overnight, right? With broadcasting.
No. Well, it happened overnight for Romo because it's like he stepped out and Skip. There he was.
He was just being Tony Romo,
right?
And it works.
It works.
Skip, some people are just good at things. That's just the way it is. Some people, you can work and you get better and better. Tony Romo was just good. And
just natural.
Right. And for the most part, Skip, it's the quarterbacks that are good because they see the game from a different perspective. You see Troy, you saw Phil Simms do it, you see Tony Romo, most of the guys. It's either head coaches or quarterbacks. Madden, Gruden. Those are the guys that normally do the play, Skip, that's the color guys that are really well at this. Collinsworth is an exception. He played receiver.
Thank you. So I thought going into last year that Jason would be the perfect, new fit for the team where you got a team on the verge, a young team that needed a leader, and he can take you over the top. And they went 8-8.
Right.
So I can't defend that.
Right.
I can't cling to that and say, let's try it again.
And the numbers that Jenny mentioned, he caught 60 passes for 500 yards. You get any guy can get that.
I know.
4 touchdowns.
Yeah,
it was the same numbers he put up the 2 years before when he played.
But Skip, there are guys that are not named Jason Witten that can give you that kind of production.
Right.
So what actually are we getting?
And what killed me is there's no more run after catch, to your point, because you say you could outrun him at this right now.
Yeah, I believe I could.
Yeah. And I don't know, it'd be a close call. I don't know about that. But the point is, I don't know if he's got enough left to go on the market and be a prize free agent. Right. And I would hate to see him go on the market and not be able to get a job.
He might be for a minimum.
Yeah.
But like I said, Skip, for me, obviously was I the same player? I don't think I was. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I wasn't. but I was a key contributor. I was a difference maker on the team.
I got it.
It's a difference. Yeah. And so that changed the perception of me, Skip, because for the longest, he's in the West Coast, he's playing with John Elway, yada, yada, Mike Shanahan.
No, I got
so
it.
you go somewhere, you make plays, it's different. But Skip, 60 catches for over 500 yards, they're like 10 tight ends that can give you that kind of production.
Okay.
Now, if he gonna give you Kelsey or Kittle,
I know.
Okay, now we're talking.
Jason is a one-star player who does want to be a coach immediately. So I would say let's segue right into that because Jerry loves him, Jerry Jones. And could he be a Cowboy assistant tight end coach or something?
Sure he could.
No mercy. Mel Kiper's latest NFL mock draft has Oklahoma receiver CeeDee Lamb moving up just ahead of Alabama's Jerry Jeudy. He now has Lamb at number 11 and Jeudy at 12. Skip and Shannon have gone at it all season over these guys. Who is the better receiver between these two? So, Shannon, do you have a problem with this?
I do, because I think Jeudy is the better receiver, Skip. Jeudy is special. And the one thing that we know about Alabama receivers is that they can run routes. Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, to be 230 pounds, is a very technical runner at his size. I believe Jeudy is better than all of these guys. It's been a long time since I've seen a guy that can transition. And that's how you create separation in the NFL, is that in and out of breaks. How much separation, the transition from in break to out of break can you get? Jeudy is special. Now, I'm not saying that CeeDee Lamb isn't good, but I'm taking Jerry Jeudy. He's this technical, sound, gifted runner.
I tell you, starting in September, CeeDee Lamb is coming, and he's going to rise above all these Alabama receivers in the first round. And now he is one spot above him. And I'm going to remind you, Jerry Jeudy wasn't even the leading receiver for Alabama. Devontae Smith was.
He went back to school.
There was Ruggs, and there's Jalen Waddle, and it was CeeDee Lamb or bust for Oklahoma. He's bigger, stronger, and better run after catch. He just took games over by himself.
But
I'm
imagine,
Skip here.
Yeah, you got one guy though. We got four guys to spread around.
We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports, one of one.